Hey, what is up, my lovely K-poppers? My name is IMMY, and thanks for joining me on the first episode of Daebak K-pop with IMMY podcast, season 1, episode 1. And basically, I think I'm just gonna dive straight in because a lot of people are moving over with me. They're migrating. They're nomads with me. They're moving with me to strictly podcast. So for those of you that know me, what's up? Hello. There's a bunch of backstory to how we moved from radio, community radio, over to podcast, strictly online. And all that stuff is going to come in the episodes to come. There's a lot to unpack for whatever I want to do for these next episodes. There's a lot of structure that's going to come after this episode. So maybe we should call this episode 0, 1.5, 1. Anyway, this is just how anybody that knows me, if you don't know me, what's up? My name is IMMY, K-pop fan of how many years now? 4.5 years. Radio, DJ, broadcaster for about 3 years. Professional fangirl my entire life before this whole South Korean stuff just took over for me. This first episode, I'm gonna name this episode 0 because it's gonna be a complete and utter mess, which that's what K-pop is in a good way. Anyway, so welcome everybody, old comers, newcomers, nuggets, what's up? And there's gonna be more structure coming on episode 1. Next seasons to come, interviews, all these things. Hopefully you don't hear the horn honking outside my house. Welcome to a home studio. That's what happens. No soundproof walls. Apartment life. Anyway, I'm doing too much, but not enough. You guys are here for the K-pop talk, the how you talk, the me talking. It's just going to be me talking with a couple of music slides here and there because I can't give too many seconds over, copyright is gonna grab me. But this beat behind us is not copyrighted, and it is credited right now to Miss Blink. What's up? This is always gonna be the intro because I just love how bubbly it is, and it was made for me. I've never seen anyone else use it, and this was exclusively given to me to use for when I had radio. But I'm just gonna use it for the podcast intro because what's up? It's very lively. Like I said, it's non-copyrighted, so to get y'all still engaged. And here we go. I want to talk about KCON because I just feel like I've talked about KCON so much. I really don't talk about K-pop or get into K-pop conversations without mentioning KCON. I love KCON. I have said this and rooted for them from jump. Jump meaning when I went for the first time in 2016 in LA. Oh my god, KCON. So I want to talk about my KCON experiences for this entire episode. So always for any of these podcasts broadcasted across all platforms, a lot of platforms, maybe some platforms that don't have comment section, maybe some platforms with a description box. I may not be able to write a lot of stuff. You can always head back to IMMY, IMMY, IMCHI on YouTube to write all your comments, or wherever there are comments, I will read them and get back to you on them. Just know for sure, when I have links or stuff that's click sensitive or comment sensitive or anything like that, please always head over to my YouTube channel, the episode that this is on, and go in the description box, or on Twitter. That's probably the best place that you're going to find me or be able to get in contact with me if you are a podcast listener. Okay, I feel like I've disclaimed enough without disclaiming anything at all. So let's go into KCON 2019, KCON USA 2019. So if you don't know, I go to both KCONs no matter the lineup, no matter what. I make it a thing to plan my budget, plan my time for KCON New York and KCON LA. Always, all the time. Now that I have a job where I have selected time of the summer off, thank goodness, a job for now that I have selected summers off. I was able to coordinate me going places a lot easier, which I'm thankful for. But other than that, your girl would call out from work. Your girl would, when she was at the job interview, say, yes, but I need these dates set out. I'm already out of the state at this time. Your girl was planning for KCON like she was booked and busy and a paid goer for a paid guest. When really, my first time being a guest was last year in LA. So, with that being said, I move everything aside for KCON. That's what you need to know, is that the most wonderful time of the year is not in December. It's in the summer months of KCON for me. So when I say it's the most wonderful time of the year, I'm talking about KCON. And that's no disrespect to December or Christmas babies, because I was born in December, and I still think KCON is the most wonderful time of the year. Okay, KCON New York. So this I'm recording this literally like the last day of August. I have no recollection or some recollection. So if anything isn't clear, or if you were with me at either of these places and maybe a story isn't told all the way, or I'm leaving details out, it's not on purpose. And again, you can comment wherever to correct the story or add to the story. Or if I totally forgot that you was there, I'm sorry. KCON's a different kind of euphoria. Yeah, it's a different kind of energy for me. So if I'm there, but I'm not there, because I'm in just such a euphoric state. It's crazy. Always have a good time. Always love seeing so many people, new people, same people I've interviewed and I don't quit them no more, because I'm like, yep, I see the real you. Or just, new friendly faces, or just people that come to my panels and then support me afterwards. Shout out to all them people. So let's get into KCON New York. So it's just kind of been like a tradition-ish. Well, now it's 2 years that when I travel up there, I travel with your sweet guys, and I also travel with my family, which is my mother and my aunt from Texas. My aunt comes up for KCON and then swings into a family visit down in Massachusetts where we live. So pick up YSG, we pick up Alana and Peggy. It becomes the IMMY YSG link up whenever that happens. So we get in the car. Anytime I go to KCON, I'm always knocking on like 2 hours or no hours of sleep. So, because I pack literally right before we leave. I don't know if anyone relates to that. Anybody that's listening to this, there's a lot of people that pack in advance. I literally need to pack the last second before I walk out the door, because I feel like if I pack, I'll overpack or I'll underpack and forget stuff that I need. Or like, I don't know, I just have to make sure that everything is in the bag at the last moment, so I feel like I'm not forgetting anything. So we were leaving, and I felt this pit in my heart. I was like, I'm forgetting something. I'm forgetting something. It's not as important as like an ID or money cards or stuff to get my credentials to be a panelist or nothing like that. It was something else, but I knew I was forgetting something. Wasn't concert tickets. I'm not going back to KCON 2016 LA when I forgot my concert tickets over 3,000. How many miles from here from the East Coast to the West Coast? I don't know. Thousands of miles away, I left my concert ticket. It wasn't that kind of feeling, but I knew I was going to miss something essential to the weekend. And we were driving away, and my mom was like, are you sure? Do you want to go back? I said, I don't know. Maybe I just always get this traveling anxiety where I feel like I'm forgetting something. But this time I really felt it in my heart that I was forgetting something. And I'm always right. So anyway, we picked them up. We're kind of, last year we was like, hey, party time, crank up the K-pop tunes. This time I played my Spotify KCON playlist that someone else made, not me. And I'm jamming. I'm liking a lot of AB6's songs. A lot of them. I wish I would have bought their album. I don't know why. I said I was going to buy their album and then I didn't. Then I went to LA and I did the same thing. Don't know why. So I'm feeling a lot of AB6's songs. I liked a lot of IZ*ONE songs. And SF9. I'm like, you know what? I feel it in my chest. That SF RPM, boom, boom, boom. Like I feel it in my chest that SF9 is really going to snatch me this year. Like with these comebacks. Yepo Jijima, all them songs, like I'm like, this is like they've come through this year. They've come through. I feel it. When I see them live, I feel like I'm gonna fall out. So we're driving up there, we're kind of dead. So I'm liking a little bit of the song. We're faded in and out. Like we're driving up to New York. My mom's driving up to New York. Sorry. She is the hashtag we travel for K-pop. She started that hashtag, so we just gonna roll with it. So hashtag we travel for K-pop. She is always the like road girl for K-pop. She will drive and I will be the navigation system. Hallelujah. So we're there, get there. We pick up my aunt from JFK, and then we get to the dang hotel, which we're sitting there because I don't know why. If anyone has a hotel check-in at 4 p.m., like your establishment is honestly trash. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Like, why would you have a check-in at 4 p.m.? People's flights be coming in at 10, 12, take about an hour or so to get into the city. Any city I'm talking about, maybe traffic's different in places, maybe an hour and a half. But people be arriving places at least by 1. Or their flight lands at like 3, 2:30. Still, 4 p.m. is just too much. It's just too much. You got people sitting around, waiting for stuff. So, we got there. Did we get there in time for pre-registry? Listen, I don't even remember. Did we get there for pre-registry? When did we get there? Okay, no, so we got there Wednesday. Let me pull up my calendar. See, I told you everything's hazy. So we get up there. Okay, no. So we got up there. No, I'm lying. Whoa. So, because it was 4th of July weekend. So we got up there Friday. Traffic was fine. Everything that people were complaining about in the comments. 4th of July weekend. The traffic's going to be bad in New York, blah, blah, blah. People go away. People don't go to the big cities. They go away. At least in my city. And it was like that in New York. It was not busy. Like, it was regular. That sounded so stupid. It's New York City. I mean, but you know what I mean? It wasn't extra busy. Like, this is not like the New York Pride Parade. Like, it was not popping in New York. Like, people thought it was going to be 4th of July. So everyone complaining, oh, it's going to be so busy. The traffic was regular traffic going up there. And when we got up there, it was fine. It was fine. So, to me, anyway, because I don't always go up to New York. So, people that are living in New York, like, girl, it was mad busy over here. But we were over near the Javits Convention Center. So, if you're around there, that's the area I was in. And that's the area I was talking about. So, we get there on Friday. So, we get in, check in to the hotel. YSG checks into their hotel. We have pre-registry. And then Club KCON. Yes. So, I get there, with my mom and my aunt, and I pre-register. I'm always early for pre-registry because I'm always like, okay, I gotta get my stuff on time. I gotta make sure I'm this, make sure I'm that, which is funny because LA, I did it late, like an hour before they closed. So New York was all like, okay, business Emmy's in there, and LA Emmy just took over and went a little off. But we talk about New York right now. So I get there, check in, got my credentials, figured out I had extra credentials because Winnie, who is program director, is literally super freaking sweet. One of the sweetest people ever. Helps everybody out, does her thing, and she gave me extra KCON convention passes to Club KCON and basically Club KCON and stuff like that. So I'm, checking my credentials, got my panel badge, and being a panelist at KCON, oh my God, people already know what that means to me, that know how much it meant to me. But if you don't, like, I'm always telling programming manager, I'm sorry, not program director. Winnie is the programming, KCON talent relations and programming manager of KCON USA. Sorry. Just want to get her title straight. So, like, KCON's everything to me as far as, like, being an individual, how you content creator that's working and, actually doing this out of love and respect, not only for the music, but culture, language, all of that. So when I go to KCON, I have a lot of respect for, my work and the things that I do. Even if I am just playing, my panel is me just playing games. I still have a lot of respect for what I do. And anyone that knows me or come from my radio show know that I've always wanted an international K-pop fan-driven content space. Like, I want it to be all about you guys, and I just provide the fun and have fun with you. And so doing those games and seeing, K-pop fans coming to my panel and stuff that I create, even if they have, bigger panels across the hall, or the roast that was going on, or fan meetings of real K-pop idols, and you still come to my games and, want to play and win prizes, it's great. So get my stuff, have a little moment. I noticed that, like I said, and then I always want to support KCON, so, and I don't ever want to ride off the back or get stuff for free unless it's stuff that I feel like I've earned. If I provided a service, you provide me, credentials, or supplement if you're not paying me cash, supplement my service with, some extra bonuses. So, I just got, my stuff, and then I had personally paid for, my ma's convention pass, my aunt's convention pass, and I got 2 extra passes, and I'm like, oh snap, like I can have 2 extra people come with, because now, you know, I got my mom, my aunt are all set because Winnie hooked us up, and there's 2 extra people. So I knew, I was actually talking to Kirsty, who is Outspoken East. If you guys know her, plug there. It'll be down in the description box. I knew she lives in New York, and I know my other really, really, really good friend, Cyan, lives in New York. She lives in Brooklyn. So I messaged Kirsty first because I knew Kirsty couldn't get, something was happening where she couldn't get a convention wristband. So I'm like, oh snap. So I hit her up immediately. I said, hey, like, 'cause she wasn't going to go to Club KCON. I'm like, hey, you want to come, like, to Club KCON, and I got a convention pass for you. She's like, oh snap, bet. I was like, all right, I'm getting ready for Club KCON right now. You gotta meet Cyan and I, like, you know, at the spot, whatever. And Cyan comes, and I'm like, Cyan, I got a ticket, don't worry about it, come through, help me, help myself, help you, help me, help we, get, you know, she wanted to do my makeup, so I was like, okay, come through. People that know me know I don't wear makeup, so I'm like, still come through, you know, we'll see, whatever. Everyone knows my love, is it a love-hate relationship? Not really anymore, but everyone knows my love-hate relationship for Club KCON. Love, because I just love the atmosphere and seeing everyone dance. Hate sometimes, because strong dislike, I should say, because of the music choices. So we get there, Cyan and I walk over and meet up with Kirsty. My mom and my aunt are coming a little bit later. And get there, and there's like a new KCON mixer thing where it has like the special guests can go into a special area, talk, meet each other, blah blah blah. So I get there and I see YSG, so I just go in there with them and like say hi to them. I didn't really know anyone else, and it was kind of, was it dark? It was kind of dark-ish in there. Not really, it was dark in our section, but it was kind of like light in the big dancing beautiful KCON area. And the music was great. Walked in, what's the first song I heard? Monster X, period. And then get into the KCON mixer and just say hi to a couple of people. And they have open bars, so I'm just like, give me a shot of something, whatever. And I look over, like, and then all of a sudden, like, where the bar was, everyone starts, like, swarming. Like, special guests, start, like, swarming over. So I'm standing there talking to Alana and Peggy. And then I look over to my right, and BAP's Jung-Up, formerly BAP's Jung-Up or BAP's Jung-Up, I don't know how fans get when they leave the company or the group or whatever, but I don't want to disrespect. So I look over and Jung-Up is there, and I didn't know, like, I didn't notice. The thing about KCON is, like, you don't notice. There's so much going on that, like, something would just fly over your head. They're like, do you know who that is? I'm like, what happened? So I look over, Jung-Up is right there, and it's a quick, he just glanced over in the direction. It was a bunch of people because he came in the cut and everyone started swarming. He was obviously aware of that, but I didn't know what was going on. Like, I was trying to talk to the lady over the music to get my shot. She was a horrible bartender, didn't know what. Like, I was like, just give me something strong. She's like, well, what do you want? I was like, you're a bartender, just give me the strong. Like, anyway, that doesn't matter. Here nor there, I got my shot. And I looked over, and Jung-Up looked over in the general direction, and I noticed who it was, and I said, whoa, and I looked straight ahead and didn't look back over there, and I took a shot, and I took one other shot, and I left with my drink. No, was it, what? Yeah, I took another shot, and I left. After I saw Jung-Up in the section, when I tell you, I swear to you, I did not go back in those crossed off KCON mixer special guest section the rest of the night. That was enough for me. I was like, I am not drunk enough for this. So I took my shot and my drink, and because I didn't know if we could continue to get more drinks. I didn't know if there was like a cutoff to where you had to pay. I didn't know if it was open bar. So I'm like, let me just grab my little shot and go out, because then my mom and my aunt had come. So I left, and I walked over to Kirsty and Cyan and my mom and my aunt, and I was like, Jung-Up is in there. Like, that's all I had to say. I was like, yo, Jung-Up is in. There was a lot of profanity being said. I'm not going to use profanity on this podcast, but if you know me, you know that it just be slipping out. And I was like, which? Like, Jung-Up is in there. Like, that's why everybody's swarming over there. I did not know, and they were like, what? That's crazy. I'm like, yes, he's over there. They're like, can you get a picture? I said, no, I'm not going to ask the man for a picture. Like, he's in there incognito. Like, he looked like one of these regular degulas. Like, he was just standing around with everybody else. And I was like, oh my God. So, So I'm basically on the floor for the entire night, the rest of the night. We're listening to music and just jamming. There's a great selection of music. The music is amazing. ATEEZ is performing at Club KCON. The only idol group that was performing at Club KCON. Kevin Wu performed. S1-EP0 performed. And then Jung Up and June Korean actually went on stage to talk about their panels and places they would be for the week. People started swarming, freaking out, and I was like, yeah, he was right over there, and don't, like, no, like, everyone, all the KCON attendees didn't even know Jung Up was there. Like, it was very secret. Like, he just popped in, and he popped in and out of stuff throughout the entire weekend, and LA as well, including the performances, like the actual M Countdown recording in Madison Square Garden and at Staples Center. He just popped in and out of places, quiet, incognito. So anyway, that happened. Club KCON was amazing. I had such a ton of fun with Kirsty and Cyan. Thank you for coming through. ATEEZ came out, which was my mother's first time ever seeing ATEEZ. Now, there's times where, you know, groups that I like leak over to my mother. Obviously, you guys have seen that on social media. If not, you could go to my Instagram, also named IMMY, and you can look up the My Kpop Mama little mini story that I have on my profile. It's filled with just chock full stuff that she does on her own. My mother is a fangirl through and through. Like, if she's a fangirl, I'm like a fan young lady. She's just a fangirl. She don't care. She don't care. That's her boys. Those are her men. Those are her babies. Period. So, ATEEZ come out. We run to the fucking front. I'm just imaging it now because they came out in their illusion outfits. Everybody knows. San with the yellow sleeves. Seonghwa dressed up. The colors are just Hongjoon's red hair. So we run to the front, like, not to the front, but like as close to where people start crowding around. So we run, we just jet. Like, Cyan was like, your mother went. So Ma went, and then I had to follow. So they perform, we're screaming, we're acting a complete mess. I have a headache. I'm like, I have a headache, because now when I go to concerts and I scream, like, I don't tend to go crazy, scream insanely like I used to, because I get such a freaking headache. So we go. They come out. The thing is like, I'm so bad with like what songs were performed in what order. Did they perform? Okay. No, they performed Illusion, which I am utterly and completely obsessed with the first part of Illusion. Like, literally from the beginning up to Hongjoon's verse, I have to play it in my ears at least 4 times before I let the entire song play. I'm obsessed. So they played Illusion, introduced themselves, played Pirate King. Oh, Wave. They did Wave. Went crazy. Then they did Pirate King. Now, I know I'm probably never going to hear Treasure in my lifetime unless I go to a personal concert of ATEEZ, their own concert, which I know I missed out on this first time. But Pirate King was good enough. I'll take something from the first album, because I know they were going to play Say My Name, because they're going to wait to do that at Madison Square Garden to have a moment. Okay, I understand. Oh my God, Pirate King came on. I completely lost it more than I did when they came out with Illusion. So we're freaking out. That's the end. We're like walking out all drained. Oh my God. My feet were hurting by day 1. I think that's how I got my little mini sort of tendon tear that I got after New York, which that's a different story. First time your girl was actually injured. And it wasn't because I was jumping. A lot of people were like, oh, you went hard in New York. You know, because I tore a little bit of my tendon. And they were like, you went real hard. Like, oh my God, you got an actual injury. And I was like, no, I was actually running down the stairs of the hotel because I thought I was going to be late for something we were supposed to be on time for KCON. But that's neither here nor there. I still made it on time. But yeah, just for context, my injury was not because I was being a crazy fangirl and running around and chasing these Asian men. It was an actual real injury. So which I have recovered from. So don't even freaking worry about it. So anyway, so what happened next? All right, so Saturday, day 1 of KCON. Now, my panels have always been since my panels. I've only had one until this past time, but last year, my panels at KCON LA were both in the beginning of the day. Beginning of the day meaning like for the convention, the panels and stuff usually start around noon time. When the convention opens at 11, then panels and stuff will start flowing in around noon. So, I only had one panel in, I said panel, weird, panel. I only had one panel in New York, and it was How You Relay Games, which is How You Relay Games and Egg Battle. So basically they put together two things in New York. I don't know if it was time. I was just, whatever I'm giving, your girl rolls with it and has a good time and enjoys. So on Saturday, I had one of the first panels of the day, which was at 12:30 to 2. So I had an hour and a half to just have fun, to split up How You Relay Games and Egg Battle. So that's exactly what I did. We were in workshop room number 2, and it was great. A lot of people came through. A lot of people had fun. The way that I revamped Egg Battle, which those of you that have gone previous years, when Tumin, Jin Jung Keys, Courtney, and Jasmine did it, it was very different from how I did it, which is how I wanted to have it be done. And personally, Courtney last year complimented me on how good of a job. She's like, this is why we wanted, other people to do it, just to kind of revamp it and do their thing with it. She's like, but this is great. Like, this is a chance for, have other people do Egg Battle in a different way. Because when I do Egg Battle, I want people to feel comfortable no matter race, gender identity, age. I just want you guys to have a good time. There have been a couple times where people want me to do the Egg Yo. Anybody listening to me, a lot of my listeners have tried to get me to do Egg Yo. I'm the Egg Yo facilitator. Doesn't mean that I can't run Egg Yo Battle. Like, I could run it, period. But I'm the facilitator of it. So there's a couple times people try to get me to do some Egg Yo, but that's why I got video clips. I have receipts of your faves doing it. Why would you want this fave to do it when your fave could do it, So, my Egg Yo Battle is very different, and I like the way that I have set it up. Other people like the way that it's set up because there's examples of male idols and female idols doing it. There's background music so you can feel comfortable, even if you don't speak Korean or don't get the gist of what Egg Yo is. Like, basically, the video clips that I show and the whole entire video that I put up for Egg Yo Battle basically makes you feel comfortable. It's an Egg Yo safety net. Basically, it's just a lot of fun to watch. So you have a bunch of people feeling more comfortable to come up and play. This time, KCON gives you signed prizes to give away, whether it's from KCON Mexico, whether it's from past KCON artists that aren't here currently right now, or if they are, then they do have signed albums to give them away. So, your girl, IMMY, facilitates the prize giving away, and, I brought some of my own prizes as well. So I'm looking at the prizes just to make sure, I could tell people what they're winning. And I open up the KCON Mexico t-shirt. Now, anybody that knows me, and if you don't, I'm always going to disclaim myself even further or reiterate that KCON Mexico is the lineup, and there's the KCON Mexico in general is one of my favorite KCONs ever. No, I did not physically go. I had the money to go. My mom would not let me go. Yes, I am a legal adult, but mama got a control where she said, you ain't going, you're just not going. So I was so sad I missed out, but I was there on the live stream, and that was one of the hypest times I've ever gotten watching a live stream of KCON ever. And I feel like I've only watched one live stream of KCON, and I think that was KCON New York, because I've gone to 2016, because I've gone to every single one since then. So just watching KCON Mexico, I was hyped. So I unrolled the KCON Mexico. I'm like, oh my god, who is it from KCON Mexico? So I unrolled a shirt, and who is it? None other than EX motherfucking ID. EXID, and it's 4 members that signed the shirt, because at that time, Soju was in her hiatus. So I'm looking at this. Now, mind you, again, for context for people that don't know me, EXID is one of my biased girl groups, like top 3 biased girl groups. Like, they are my faves of faves of faves of faves. I've gotten so many of my radio listeners to appreciate them, love them, support them. Cried when I saw them in KCON 2018 New York. Like, that was my first high touch for a girl group, was all 4 of them. And I look at it and I'm like, you have to give this away. Like, Noah. Like, you have to hand over to someone your bias girl group signed t-shirt from KCON Mexico. Now, I'm selfish because I already have a KCON signed Mexico t-shirt from every member in Monsta X, but I really still wanted to be real greedy and just say, you know what, this KCON stuff is real nice, but you really about to be a thief and just, no, I'm totally kidding. I'm really, really joking. I saw it and was like, okay, this is the universe saying, you know, you've gotten so much from last year and this year, you know, being a guest and all the other stuff that has come my way with opportunities and great growth in radio. IMMY, this is you giving back. And yes, this is what I feel to make myself feel better. I know y'all like, girl, I would have stole that t-shirt and the winner would have never known and I could have slipped in a different album. Maybe they would have liked the album better than a signed t-shirt. I don't know. But this is my way of making myself feel better. So I had to give away an EXID signed t-shirt by 4 members. So anyway, we played the games. It was great. I had Dad doing Eggyo. He did twice his TT. It was amazing. I had Tucker come and watch with his mom, which is awesome. He runs the Kpop subreddit. YSG came through with Squad, which was great for support. I played my games, which was basically there were like 3 main games: Eggyo Battle, K-pop Dance Relay. And then literally for them to be able to win the t-shirt, they have to blow a tissue in the air. I'm a really nice person sometimes. I don't like to sound like, was that kind of like a little cocky to say? But basically, I just make the games a lot of fun and easy and less competitive. Like, a lot of people have to do teamwork to play and feel good because a lot of feelings be running real deep when you play games. As a lot of you know when you watch Weekly Idol or Running Man or any variety show that they play games, you know, tensions be running high. So I like to play games where everyone could just have fun. And yes, blowing in the tissue in the air sounds stupid, but when you watch other people do it, it's actually really funny. So that happens. That panel is over. I can't even remember the panels and stuff that I did unless like it sticks out to me in some sort of way. So the panels that I went or didn't go to, like, please don't judge me if I went to yours or didn't go to yours. I don't remember. It really was just an entire blur. So I went on the convention floor for a little bit because I really only get to do that very rarely now. Oh my god, no, wait. Oh my god, scratch everything scratch how you relay games. Scratch. Okay, so before 12:30 set in, your girl was at the convention stage. Oh my god, I forgot this happened. Your girl was at the convention stage at 10:30, going through rehearsals because we had to do this new opening ceremony concept where we have to go on stage and introduce the panels that we're doing for the people that are, you know, at the KCON goers that are at the convention stage. We're basically telling them what we're going to do and try and coax them to come and play games or go to the panel or go to the workshop or the fan club. So we get there. And YSG and I are going on stage together. Like, we're going in sets. Usually people that know each other really well. So we're going in sets. And, you know, they're telling us, like, hey, you know, there's going to be music playing. You guys got to have a really good entrance. Say what you're going to do. And then you're going to exit stage right. Okay, enter stage left, all these little directions and stuff that's going on. This is how IMMY broke. I need to relax. I'm so dramatic. Tore her little tendon in her ankle. Was trying to run down the stairs because the elevator of the hotel was taking too long. The hotel that got 4 p.m. check-in, the elevator was taking really long. And I'm running down the stairs thinking I'm late, and the thing didn't even start till we didn't have to be there till 10:30. So we're going through running through the script with the MC. You have to do this and that. The mic people, it's backstage. It's actually really cool. Winnie escorts us over. And YSG and I are going on stage. So Peggy and I are like, oh my god, like, we're like back to our like high school. I don't know Peggy's high school life, but I'm go back to my high school days. Like, oh my god, like, I'm a freaking joke. Why was I thinking about doing this? I'm gonna have stage fright, which I really don't have stage fright. I just get really, like, my heart really pounds in my mouth. Dries up. It's not like I'm afraid to get on the stage, but I just psych myself out. Basically, that's what it is. Is that what stage fright is? Psyching yourself out? Anyway, theater people, let me know. But I psych myself out. So Alana is pep talking us. She's like, we're here for a reason. We're on the stage the same as these people, because mind you, like in back of us is like Eddie, Edward Avila, Forma Therapy was back there. Who else was back there? I think Desi was back. There was like a bunch of, I think Faye was back there, Trophy Cat, like a bunch of like, you know, YouTube, how you people, million subscribers, hundreds of thousands of subscribers that people are actually at the convention stage for. So I'm like, oh my God, who are we? This and that. And Alana's like, nope, we're here for a reason. They asked us to do this for a reason. They didn't have to ask us to do opening ceremony. They could have just promoted it the way they wanted it to, and did like, we're invited here like everybody else. And I'm like, you know what, sis? You are absolutely right. You are absolutely right. The world always needs one potato. So let's go. So we're first. They're telling us all this music is going to be going off. The lights are going to be going off. Get the crowd hyped. So we walk out there like, yeah, woo. No background music. So now we look even more worse. Get up there. The MC is there. Forgets that I was on the stage. Was about to end and call up the next people. I said, excuse me. So then I'm like, yes, my panel is at this time. Y'all could come see me. I always have this running joke, like when I meet people, whether it's my coworkers in real life or people that meet me in real life, and they go, what's your name? And I don't be giving them my government. I just say my name is IMMY. So they're usually like, oh, Amy, like AMY. I said, no, it's like Jimmy, but without the J. So people are like, IMMY. I'm like, yes, exactly. So now it's like the work side of IMMY and then the K-pop side of IMMY, because now when I want people to know my name, I'm like, oh, it's like BT21's Chimmy, but without the CH, IMMY. And then you see the light bulbs go off. People are like, oh, and then they laugh and think it's funny. So it's like the K-pop girl in the streets and then the work girl at home type of thing. So I'm giving my little introduction, all that. And, you know, they're laughing and, you know, think the thing was funny. So then we get off. Mind you, there's supposed to be lights and music flashing. It's just dead. Like, it's 11 o'clock in the morning and there's like dead. It's dead. Like, dead silent. I mean, like, when you're up on stage and there's no, like, lights going off and no music, you really feel naked. So I'm standing there like, oh my God, let me get off this, get the stage. Let me go. So that we think music is going to play on our way off. So I'm like, okay, maybe the DJ got it together. So we jump off with no music, imagine acting like there's music playing. You know, you see someone jamming in their car, but you can't hear the music, but you know they jamming. That's how we looked going up and going off the stage, because we thought there was going to be music. So we had our little, like, dance moves all planned out or whatever, and nothing. So we get there, we go around, because we're supposed to come back around to the to stage left, and we come back around because we're the first ones up. And we see that there's a monitor. Like, obviously there's a monitor backstage, so everyone probably watched us be a fool with no music. So all the other guests go up and there's what? Music and lights. So I'm like, okay, so we were a trial run. That's alright. That's life. That's actually my life. So we come back around and I see this man in like he got a black like suit, top suit coat, whatever on. It's like a black suit jacket, and then like jeans and really nice black shoes. Hair done. I'm looking at the back and I'm like, oh, who is this? So I'm looking and he's looking at the monitor, seeing the other people go up. And then I'm having a flashback back to Club KCON. And then he turned his side profile to talk to someone on his right, and it's Jung Up again. And I'm like, oh, so we're literally when I tell you that he is not even, all right, like, I'm a little chubby girl, so let's do this in food terms. He's maybe about 4 footlongs away from me. No, maybe 3 footlongs, maybe 3.5 footlongs away from me, because we had the line right up. They wanted us, like, right up on the next person, because then we're going to go up on the stage after everyone does their introductions. So obviously Jung Up and Jun Kuryeon are going to be last. So they're there, and I'm like, oh my God, this is Jung Up, like... I call him Guppy. I've refrained from calling him Guppy this whole entire episode, but just so y'all know, I've always called Jung Up Guppy. First, because I always thought Jung Up was a hard name to pronounce when I was first getting into K-pop and Korean music and Korean names and pronunciations. So I always call him Guppy. So I'm over here like, yo. So I send to my DM, my group chat on Twitter, I send a picture. And I don't do this. I don't take pictures. I don't really like taking pictures of people and like sending it like private pictures, but I had to in my group chat because people in my group chat, the nuggets on the side, Twitter group chat, shout out. I had to send it to them, and I'm like, y'all, this is Jungup's back. Like, what? KCON is crazy. It's 11 a.m. on a Saturday. What is going on? So I took a picture of just his back. Like, I didn't ask to take a picture. I wish I did. Like, I wish I did. Especially in LA. I wish I saw him more frequently in LA, but I only saw him that frequent in New York. So we were standing there the entire, like, I'm talking about minutes, because people gotta introduce themselves, then it keeps moving. So we're like that close to Jungup for like maybe about 7-ish minutes. And I'm looking at the monitor, and then it dawned, like, Alana and I and Peggy are talking about, oh my god, that was crazy, that was horrible, like, she forgot who I was, and Alana's still like, nope, we're here for a reason, that's it, like, we're standing behind Jungup, like, we're here, like, I don't care, we're here. And I'm like, you know what, you right, but at the same time, I still got my little insecurities in the back of my head saying, girl, you was a full-on nugget potato out there, like, what is you doing? So that happens, and I've noticed that I've been saying about this monitor because it dawned on me that Jungup saw us go up there and act like that. Oh, stop, pause, complete pause. See, this is why it's gonna be a spotty podcast. That's why this is episode 0, because there's no structure. So pause before I go on stage. I'm on the same stage as a K-pop artist, K-pop idol, K-pop like legend. Pause before that happens, because that's a moment. Pause to my temper tantrum at the hotel before I made a mini tour in my tendon. Remember how, fast forward all the way back to the beginning, when I told you I had a pit in my heart that said I was forgetting something? So one thing that I always like to do is, like, when I'm here at home or working or going out to whatever store, your girl be in usually black or gray with black leggings and the same shoes. Like, I'm very simple, no makeup, maybe a little bit of mascara if I go out with, like, my coworkers. Other than that, I really don't care. I really don't care how I look or dress. Like I'm comfort. Like, me, myself, my personality, I'm comfort. Whether I comfort other people, whether I like to comfort myself, I just like to be comfortable. So I like to plan my outfits, like, when I go to KCON. That way I feel comfortable, because I'm playing games, so I'm moving around, I'm sweating. You guys, I bring my KCON fan with me everywhere, because I'm sweating, I'm working, I'm moving from here to there. I need a wireless mic when I do my panels, because I'm working the room. I'm not up on a stage trying to sit down and just preach to y'all about nothing and subscriber numbers and clickbait and get paid. That's not me. I like to move around and feel comfortable. So I had my outfits picked out for the weekend. And I packed other clothes that were basic, like black tee, navy tee, gray tee, plain black cardigan, basic stuff. Like, all my jeans, very basic for, you know, traveling up there and driving down there, because we were only going to be there for about 4 days. So I go to get ready in the morning, and that's why I was late, actually. I go to get my clothes in the morning for the first panel, which was my black overalls, my purple Daebak Kpop IMMY shirt, and my pin jacket, which is what I wore in LA. Reduce, reuse, recycle. I also believe in that for outfits. If an outfit is bomb, it can only be bomb once. You gotta blow that crap up, like, everywhere you go. So I noticed that I didn't bring my outfits. My outfits for panels. My outfits for everything. My outfits in general. So I'm freaking out. I'm like, oh my god, I don't know what I'm going to wear. And now it's a dilemma, because your girl, when she out on the street, when she out shopping, whatever, just chilling, your girl looks how she wants to look, comfortable. Some people, that may look busted. I don't care. But I do care about being comfortable and also having my K-pop pins. Like, that's the only time I get to wear my multi-fandom K-pop pin jacket is at KCON. So I really wanted to wear it because I got a really great collection going on my jean jacket, okay? So I'm there and I'm like, oh, I forgot my clothes. And it was first world problems, and I was having a dilemma, and I didn't know what to wear. So I'm already not looking or feeling the part in my mind. So anyway, we get back to this monitor situation. It dawns on me that Jungup, like, saw us go up there and look a mess. And I had a shirt on I borrowed a shirt from my aunt that said, what is it, K-pop chill repeat, like, just a shirt that I didn't want to wear, but it was cute. I did feel comfortable in it, but it wasn't the look, because I looked in the mirror and got my outfits ready, and I don't have them with me. So that's all I was thinking about. Anyway, then we all get up on stage. I'm like standing literally 2 people away from Jung Up. I'm like, when has this ever, like, these are moments for me. I know a lot of people that are either YouTubers or publicists or managers, or like this stuff happens to them every day. Like, it's just their normal. But for me, like little old me, that's not a YouTuber, that's not a reactor, like I'm something that's way different from what all these people was doing. Like before all these K-pop YouTubers started doing podcasts to get money, like I really was doing it for a minute, okay? I was doing it, like doing it. I've been wanting to move to podcasts for months and months now. I started a podcast last year. So this is some last year stuff. Like I'm on a different platform than all these people on this stage. And yes, Susie was there and she did her art and her K-pop patches, and she also did something really different, so that's really cool for her to be on stage. But I'm like, I'm on a different lane than these people. Not to say, oh, I'm in a better lane, a faster lane, slower lane, levels, whatever. I'm on just a different lane. Like this is, my radio show got me here. The stuff that I wanted to do for all this time got me here. Like, this to me is amazing. This is everything. I'm standing on stage with Guppy. I'm standing on stage with freaking Jung Up. Like, insane. I'm standing inches away from this man. Insane. So then we say, let's KCON, woo! Yeah, peace out. Get off the stage, go to the green room. Jung Up is walking to the green room, basically like, we're still behind him, so I felt kind of weird, so I just like sped up, walked. For some reason, I just really want to get out of the area. Whenever there's K-pop idols, I want to get in and get out. I know that's not really a typical fangirl thing to do or say, but ask anybody when I end up being around actual people that are idols or YouTubers or like anything. I get in, I say what I gotta say, and I get out. Like I run for the hills. So then that happens. Jungkook was standing outside of the green room. I really wanted to ask for a picture, but he was always with some guy, and he didn't look like a manager, but he did not look like a manager at the same time. So I didn't want to walk up and ask for a picture, and then he was gonna say, his manager was gonna say no, or he'll like look at me like, oh, okay. Like I didn't know, so I'm like, I'm just not gonna ask. That was a treat enough for me. So okay, panel happens, blah blah blah. Fast forward 2:00. And then I think we did maybe I went to a couple, I know I went to YSG's K-pop debate at 4, so between 2 to 4, I think I went back to the hotel to drop my stuff off, because I bring all my stuff. You guys know, I bring all my prizes. I be lugging, like, I be having one panel that whole entire weekend, or 2 for only an hour, and your girl be lugging equipment with her. Like, I be putting in the work. When you ask me to be a panelist or to work, I will work. That's just where my family comes from. Like, we just worker bees. If you ask for a job to be done, I will do that and then some. So your girl's lugging her stuff back to the hotel. Then she comes back. I can't even freaking remember what I did. Maybe I was on the convention floor for something. Were we? Yeah, we were. Okay. So we were on the convention floor and we saw ATEEZ. ATEEZ walked by. You guys saw that video on, where did I put that? Did I post that anywhere? I think I posted it on my Instagram story, and I think it may be on my Instagram story archives on my Instagram page. That was great. Ma got to freak out. I feel like Wooyoung was sick that weekend, like that entire weekend. I feel like he was sick because it looked like in his face he really wasn't feeling it. Like after, and I know they've been working hard, and I know they've been literally nonstop, and I know that there's been injuries. People got boots on their legs. People got eye patches on. People got the flu and still want to perform or are sick. I know ATEEZ has been traveling and they get sick and they get tired. And honestly, it is good to see like a human side of them to actually be like, all right, I'm kind of over this BS. And Wooyoung really looked like he was really done with this BS. He was just really like, I remember I have the video of him like looking away when my friend Cyan was waving at him. He looked away, or like he wasn't feeling it. Like his aura when he walked by, like I turned around to my mom. Maybe that's why he personally dropped from my bias record list, and like Yoonho like went up. Yoonho was already up there like bias record, and then I thought I was gonna bias Wooyoung. I really did. And then Hongjoon's always been a bias record, so I was trying to, see them in person and see if I was moving people. So Wooyoung walked right by, and I just got an aura that I did not like. And I was like, I turned to my mom and said, I don't fuck with Wooyoung no more. And I meant that like as a, she's like, yeah, what was wrong? I'm like, I don't know, but did you get his energy? Because my mom does energy work and holistic massage stuff. So I'm like, did you read his energy? Like, it just wasn't it. Anyway, not to dawn on that for a long time, but that's how Woo Young lost the bias record slot, and Hung Joon is bias record number 1. Yoonho is the bias, and they all just fall in line after that. So anyway, that had happened. Because you guys know whenever they're at Star Search or the Toyota booth or whatever appearances they were making at the convention floor, I always make it a point to line up where they're leaving. Like, I don't care what's going on in the main attraction, because I'm going to see them perform at the stage, at the KCON stage, anyway, at the concert. That's the main stage. So my little butt over where the little ropes are, you know, where this fine Korean security guard was over there, I was over there. So, you know, we got to, you know, wave to them. They weren't doing like they weren't touching fans' hands like K&K did or like some other groups did. You can kind of tell when a group isn't going to touch your hand when they're waving really close to their body. They're not, obviously not outstretching their arms. And also when if they have eye contact with you and they see that you are trying to grab their hand, they just give you like a Korean bow. Like, it's just, that's how we know it's not happening. Like, I remember Yeosang was coming out. Who came out? Yeosang came out, Jungho, and who was the friend? Mingi came out and was just waving to everybody. It was just tall as heck, so his hands was overpassing everybody anyway. If his hands go straight up, ain't no one getting a high touch, so he's smart. He got height on his side, him and Yoonho. So they were walking by, and I remember Yeosang looked at my mom, like gave her a little bow, and Jungho did the same thing, and I looked at my mom and said, oh, they're not gonna touch our hands like that. I just know that. Just from that's like the universal sign, like, yeah, we can't touch y'all, but I love you. So they went by. That was really great. Mom freaked out. She's like, oh my god, like, I see my baby twice already. I'm like, okay, relax. And so then that happened. We went to go get some food. Concert night happened. So the concert lineup, and again, I don't remember the order that people came out, or maybe if I did, it's spotty. ATEEZ was that night, IZ*ONE was that night, New East was that night, The Boys was that night, and Tomorrow by Together, Tomorrow X Together, TXT, whatever you guys want to freaking call them, were there that night. I know a lot of people call them different things, but I just go by Tomorrow by Together because that's how they introduce themselves when they do their Korean greeting. So Tomorrow by Together. And yeah, Evergold was supposed to perform that night, but due to visa issues, that did not happen. I will get to talking more about visa issues when we go over to KCON LA. We are going almost up on the hour mark a little bit. So it's like an hour here and then an hour in LA. So for those of you that don't know, I'm saying this in the middle. I should have said it in the intro, but the running joke is that this first episode 0 is a mess, but a lovely mess. So typically these episodes will be an hour. Will typically be 2 hours. I'm trying to reach the same time capacity that I was giving you guys when I was on radio. It was a lot easier to do so on radio because I was filling it chock full with music unless I was doing interviews, which I will be doing more on here. Anyway, you guys want to hear about that? You guys want to hear about the concert night? So Saturday concert night. I have like concert bucket lists, like where I really, there's certain things like you catch a drumstick, or you catch a guitar pick, or you get the artist takes your phone, or just concert, like bucket list concert version stuff. Doesn't have to be K-pop. I've had a concert bucket list since before I went to K-pop concerts. So I just have a concert, like a KCON bucket list, and that's to like my face or me or any, like one of my panels gets onto KCON footage, whether KCON shows their recaps or tweet something about my panel, or I'm in a clip of a high touch, which that won't happen because I don't go for high touches anymore at KCON, or concert footage of me is on the M Countdown, like when they show it in Korea. So I'm saying that because ATEEZ come on first, and lordy. So ATEEZ comes on with their cover of Sicko Mode. Oh my god. And they get up on there. I didn't know they was coming out first. So our seats are very, very good. We're on the right side of the venue. Yeah, I know my directions. So we're on the right side of the venue, and we're kind of on the side where you get really, really close to the stage. So we're right where the screen is. So you know where they have the screens and bam, people are sitting. So we're right there. We're mad close. Shout out to my boy. Oh my God, why did I just forget his name? It started with a J. Jared. Why do I want to say his name was Jared? Oh my God, I saw him. He's Madison Square Garden usher seating staff. He was mad nice. My boy came through. He was mad funny. We were telling him about K-pop. He's like, this stuff is crazy. I'm like, it's about to get real crazy. So, and then I got to see him a couple weeks later at the Monster X show. He's like, what? Gave him a big hug. So shout out to my boy Jared. I'm pretty sure that's your name. I hope that's your name that works at Madison Square Garden. He was a great help, great usher, very friendly, awesome job. Anyway, so he seats us, being mad nice. We're really close to the front, P1 seats, and so you can see, like, when, you know, the stage is dark, and you can see the people getting ready to get up on stage. So I'm looking, and I'm like, I see Hongjoon's red hair. So I told my mom, I said, that's Hongjoon. Like, Hongjoon is here! Oh my God, let me not scream into the mic. I'm sorry. Okay, so I see him, and the minute I notice it and I tell my mom, I was like, what? So I bought my mom an ATEEZ towel, a slogan towel, a KCON slogan towel. I'm not sure if ATEEZ has official towels yet, but it is the KCON slogan towel, let me be clear. And then we have our little, her, myself, and my aunt, I'm in the middle, have our KCON crowns on because they didn't have like the light sticks, and I didn't know if we could bring the light sticks into Madison Square Garden, so I didn't, like, the KCON light sticks, I mean, because the K is like, I don't know, pointy, I guess, so I didn't want to bring my light stick, which I should have because a lot of people did. Anyway, so they're there, they do sicko mode. My mom and I are, well, I've never seen my mother like this at a concert. We've gone to so many concerts together. I'm talking about from Lenny Kravitz, all the way from Cheetah Girls, move over to High School Musical, move over to different BTS concerts, move over to Sade and India.Arie. We've gone to that's to name, like, on one hand, out of the many that we've been to. I have never, ever, maybe when my mom used to go to other concerts with other people, but me personally, as KCON, as concert goers, I have never seen my mother like this. She flips out. I'm talking about, I'm trying to record. Instagram is being a jerk. And disclaimer for anybody that ever looks at my Instagram stories, because they know I cover concerts. Like, basically, me covering concerts is me basically crappy concert footage. And I'll be the hype woman, like, screaming at them. And it's basically pointless, but you guys find it entertaining. And I like to go back and look at it, because sometimes I don't remember what I be saying. And I just remember recording them a little bit and just jumping with my mind, screaming, like, it was just a cover. They wasn't even performing, like, and I just remember flipping out, complete flip out. After everything happens, the stage lights go down. ATEEZ is just godly in its own right. I said in its own right because they're just an entity that what is going on? The whole time I see them and their demeanor and their faces and their attitude and their dancing and their music and their live vocals, just the whole package, I'm like, what? Honestly, what is going on? Like, where do they do this at? Where do they do that at? What is happening? Anyway, so that happens. My mom told me, like, I didn't even notice because we're looking left, because if you're sitting stage right, obviously you gotta turn your neck a little bit to the left so you can see the stage, and they were on stage A, not stage B. So stage A, you gotta turn, so you're not looking at, like, the stairway, like the railing or anything to, like, the stairs of the venue when you get to your seats. So I couldn't see. So I turned my head to my mom, I'm like, oh my God, that shit was crazy. You know, we're freaking out. Mom's screaming still, even though screaming San's name, even though he's gone for now. And she's like, oh my God, someone was recording us the whole time. I was like, what, like, on our phones, like, on, you know, I'm thinking we're gonna pop up on, like, an Instagram story or a Twitter story or whatever, Twitter story, what's wrong with me? And she's like, no, like, someone with a big, huge camera, like a KCON, like a M Countdown camera, someone came and was recording us. I'm like, oh snap. I'm like, well, they're not going to be able to use any of that footage. Like, they're just not going to be able to use it. It's unusable. She was like, oh, that was still cool to be recorded. I'm like, yeah, I don't know how that's going to turn out. So, Then after ATEEZ does their performance, I don't remember the order. Maybe I do. I'm lying. Tomorrow by Together came out. They did Cat Dog in English. I was really disappointed because people know how I feel about English covers when they're not good. Not saying that they're not doing a good job doing the English cover. Just, I really do prefer, like, the Korean covers because I get so used to singing Korean. Then they drop the English cover before they do some English promo. And I can't learn my own language in that time. I'm too busy learning your language. So anyway, they do Cat Dog and I Bark in Madison Square Garden. It's craziness. K-pop really makes you stoop lower and lower and lower. It makes you more okay with the stooping. So then the boys come out. Mama really liked the boys. No, actually, I'm sorry. My aunt really liked the boys. Mama really liked Very Very, which was the next night. So my aunt, she always got to fall in love with like the cute, lovely concept, like the cute boys. Like she loves Astro, she loves the boys. You guys get the kind of concept of K-pop boy group she likes, right? Okay, so she falls in love with the boys. I knew she would. Then not Newies, they were last. Then ATEEZ comes out and actually does their set. ATEEZ got a straight up 4 songs, and of course they're filling the gap of like Everglow. But out of the entire, like, let me go back and think. Yeah, out of the entire course of, like, everything, ATEEZ and Stray Kids in LA got, like, the most songs that weren't the closer. Because, obviously, the closer, they get a lot of songs. And IMMY, obviously, because, you know, the show that they were on was an Mnet production. And M Countdown is a show, music show on Mnet. Obviously, they're going to get their time because that's already in their contracts. But, yeah, ATEEZ got a lot of time like they wasn't rookies, because the rookies that did get there, they got a little bit of songs which people were upset about. But these rookies that have less time than a lot of these groups that were performing that night, as far as the rookie title, they got 4 songs, and they got their special stage in the beginning. So they really just came and did the dang thing. They came through, opened up with Aura, then they did Wave, then they did Say My Name, then they did Hala Hala. 4 songs. Plus, they did, like, extra time, like how KCON does their little fan service things. They got that time, and then they got Sicko Mode cover in the beginning. So, ATEEZ really got the greater portion of the entire concert that night, in my opinion, because they did have the most time on stage. IMMY did their thing. People love IMMY, and good for them. I know I'm always feel like I'm pronouncing their name wrong because there's the Korean pronunciations with IMMY, and then there's IMMY. There's people call them iZone. I know it's not iZone. I was told clearly it's not that. So I just say IMMY. And then who else? Obviously, Newies came and okay, Newies. Can I just have a moment? So there were a lot of like highlight moments for me. Being on stage with Jungkook, and then getting to see Love Paint, OT5 by Newies. So Newies W performed in KCON LA last year. They didn't perform Love Paint. They did not perform Love Paint. I thought I was gonna see like a special stage of Love Paint, and then Minhyun, when he was in One was gonna come out and do like OT5 Love Paint with Newies, but no OT5 Newies anything happened in KCON LA 2018. Fast forward to 2019, they're Newest. OT5, they're back, better than freaking ever. Always been better than ever, to be honest, and that's the real honest tea. And they come out and they do Bet. They opened up with Bet. And then the strings of Love Paint play. And let me, honest to God, tell you something. I fell down. I cried the entire time. I don't even remember recording up until JR's verse, and then I started recording. I was crying because 3 years, and I remember going back 3 years when I first started the radio, and it was just really emotional. And then one of the requesters, Vicky, shout out to Vicky, she's from Texas, what's up? She was telling me about Newies, and I looked up Love Paint. I bought the Canvas album. I still have it. It's one of my favorite albums. The packaging is beautiful, purple, my color, and just a bunch of things. Like, for me, when I really favor something, if it's not like just generic, oh, it feels good, I just like to dance, shake my butt to it, whatever, I pick things out of memory, like where I was at that time mentally, where I was physically, the smell of stuff, the place that I was at, what it meant to me. Basically, I'm very, like, music for me is very, like, timestamp. Like, they're my timestamps and my triumphs and my tears and just all of that. So Love Pain for me, hearing that song OT5 when I never thought I would ever even see this group live because of their situation back in 2016 when I became aware of them, because I did become a fan of K-pop in March of 2015, and it was very surface, like very just two groups really until honestly 2016. So until I really delved deep into New East and what happened to them, and everybody knows the story, and then Produce 101 season 2 and what came of that, and I was just there in awe because when you never think you're gonna hear something or see someone or get that chance to experience the music live and see the dances live and just have that moment, it really hits you. Like, I was crying. Ask my mom, I was like, I can't record until the end. Like, this is my moment. Like, I never thought for 3 years I would ever. And this song has constantly been something that's been on repeat for 3 years. No matter what new groups come in, what new songs, like, this song for me is on a constant repeat. Like, woo! Anyway, I could go on and on. But that was such a moment. It was it's embedded in my memory. Oh my God, I was so lucky and thankful to be there at that time and feel that emotion. And then they want to come slap me in the face because right after, my second favorite New East song, Look, Starlight, just comes on. OT5. Mind you, I've already seen that OT4 last year in LA, and now I get to see it OT5, my second favorite New East song. Like, what is going on? My light, my life, my everything. Why am I getting so emotional? I'm really emotional. If you let me keep talking and talking and talking, like, there's always a meaning and a reason for something. And New East really just came all the way through. Okay, so fast forward to the second day. I really do not remember the second day of KCON New York. If I'm keeping it 100 with y'all, I really do not remember. Because it was really, I had the one panel and then that was it. I was let off for the weekend. Like, I love when I have panels in the beginning of the con and then for the rest of the con, I could just chill. And I mean that in LA context because you get 3 days where New York you only get 2. So I was chilling Sunday. I really don't remember what I did. I wish I had the app to open and look up at like the panels and stuff. I really do not remember what I did or where I went. I should remember. Oh my God, I do not remember anything. I only remember the concerts. Oh my God, what did I do? Who did I see? I feel like I'm forgetting people. Okay, I'm not gonna dwell on it. If someone remembers or someone was with me, just comment what I did. Oh, shout out to Bubble Tea Juiceo. Go and check her out. I'm just calling people by their ats on Twitter or Instagram, so it's easier for you to find them and stuff. But shout out to Bubble Tea Juiceo. She is, oh snap. She is, sorry, I'm looking through my messages right now. I'm multitasking, which I can't do. She is Darian Brown. Yes. Go show love to her blog and her YouTube channel. She flat out handed me 2 ATEEZ albums. Like, I was paying for one because she got into the ATEEZ fan sign in New York. So I was like, heck yeah, I want an ATEEZ album for, like, you know, without the shipping costs and all that. Yeah, girl, come through. So, I was just going to give her cash when I saw her. I was like, PayPal is stupid. I'm just going to give you cash when I see you. So, she was there. She's been so supportive. Like, there's very few people that haven't met me in person and then become, like, really supporters and believe in what I do. And very few, I mean, I know the few that like, you guys know who you are and you guys know who I'm talking about. But, I mean, like, usually for people to support who I am, like, they have to see me in person or benefit from winning a giveaway or, I don't know, see me on a live stream or something like that. And she's just off the bat, like, out of nowhere came through to support, and it was really great. And she shouted me out on her platforms a lot, and I appreciate it. And I remember just seeing her, and she handed me the ATEEZ album that I was getting, and I'm like, oh, like, your girl was getting ready to get her cash out, because she ain't no bum, she ain't no scrub. Doesn't matter how well I know somebody, if I say what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do it. And she's like, no. She's like, no, it's fine. And then hands me a different version of an ATEEZ album, and I'm like, what? Like, are you just giving me 2 K-pop albums? Like, what is going on? And she's like, yeah. Of course, the second one is for a giveaway, which, episode 1, there will be an ATEEZ album giveaway. Yay! Courtesy of Bubble Tea Giselle. So, yeah, there will be rules and stuff to, try and enter to win that in the next episode, episode 1. But right now for episode 0, thank you so much. I give people nicknames, which is why Guppy is why Jungup's name is Guppy. Also, if you don't like the nicknames I give you, or you don't like people making up names for you, just always tell me. But I always like to make up nicknames for people that, I don't know, it just makes me feel like, I don't know. So I'm gonna just call her D. So D basically gave me the albums, and I was really thankful and really excited, and just the support she gave me was crazy. So it was really great to see her. She had a great time at the ATEEZ fan sign, so I'm glad she got her life. So Sunday rolls over. Let's just go straight to the concert. So we have AB6 that night from S9, Idol, Yoja Idol, which Yoja Idol and Idol are the same people. I just like to call them, again, when they do their Korean introductions, they say they're Yoja Idol. A lot of people call them G Idol. The G is silent, so it's just Idol, basically. 17, SF9, and Very Very. Let me just go down the list. So AB6 was great. One of the members, which was the rappers that I really like, he has like an injury of some sort. I don't know. Let me know. I never officially got to look up what it was, but he couldn't physically dance perform, so he was just sitting down for the performances. AB6 was really great. I really liked their debut album. I wish I would have bought it. I think I am gonna buy it online. From S9 came through. It's my 3rd time seeing them. Love Bomb. I'm singing the song. Love Bomb. People went off completely and just danced around. From S9, they are not my cup of tea, but I do appreciate how much people love them, and that they have love on this side of the states, especially with their concept. Yoja Idol, like, oh my god. I haven't, again, I'm the same way with the same thing with From S9. Like, I haven't been like a huge on Yoja Idol, just because I'm like, CLC all day. Like, I need my girls to get their due before I come ride for these girls. Like, I'm riding for CLC every day, all day. That's not to say I can't like both groups, or like one over the other. Or, if they're from Cube, I have to choose one. But I'm very loyal. So I really need my girl CLC to get their credit, and then I could focus on this Idol train. But they did come through. People went nuts for them, and I honestly see why people really do ride and go crazy over these girls. They're very freaking talented. Like, I found myself getting won over because I liked La Ta Ta. I didn't overly like La Ta Ta. Everything else after that, I feel like they've been like, besides this current comeback, I really haven't liked their releases. Like, they haven't been my taste. But this past one, fire. Fire. So they performed it. People flipped out. The rapper Soyeon is crazy. Like, crazy. Her mic had no MR. Her stuff was nuts. Very Very came through. My mom likes Very Very a lot. Like, we saw them in New York, then we saw them in LA. She's like, I like Very Very a lot. So Very Very was very awesome. That's what I did on the convention floor. So I met Very Very, actually. See, it's all coming together once I start going piece by piece. So I actually met Very Very. I got to take a picture with them. I got to kind of like high touch with them, like, because as I was leaving, I'm gonna get my little high touches, like, hi, thank you. So Very Very was there, and I got to meet them. They were doing, like, at the KCON Star Square, you got to like go with your astrological sign, and they were reading a lot of stuff. It was kind of too loud, so I really wasn't listening till they got to Sagittarius. So I kind of was like, yay, Sagittarius, and I did a little spin, and like 2 of the members looked over at me and laughed, and one of the members, I think he was the leader, got to speak English, and he was really good at it. So I told him he was really good at English. I told him in Korean, and he said, oh, thank you. in Korean. So yeah, I got to take a picture with Very Very. So they came through and did their thing. I know a lot of my listeners from the radio show were rooting for them before they debuted and even after they debuted. And they had a spot on my Rookie Talk when I was doing my my monthly fave shows. So SF9 come out. Oh my, they did Love Shot, and they were all naked underneath their clothes, underneath their bodysuits. And it was just a complete mess. So I went off to RPM. I went off to Now or Never. See, I always know the Korean version, so I have to like look up what the actual like English name is for Now or Never. But that's Now or Never came on. And that was crazy. And then they performed. See, I'm really mad that they didn't perform Yepo Jijima. I am so Enough, which is also called Enough. I'm so upset they did not perform Enough. Like, why? You released that literally this year. Why didn't you perform that? It should have been Now or Never, Enough, and RPM. That's all I need in my life. And I know it's probably really basic for me to say because I know a lot of people ride for SF9. Okay, great, get your life. But I really wanted to hear the 3 tracks that really blew them up, especially because I saw them in all of 2017, basically. I saw them twice, once at KCON New York and once at KCON LA in 2017. And I'm going to be honest, it just really wasn't it. Like, they were rookies, obviously. They were really new. They were like babies. So that was like, okay, they were all right. And they kind of fell off my radar. But they came back on with these past 3 comebacks. So I was expecting to see those 3 songs. But they did have a tour these past couple months, like an American tour. And I know a lot of people were probably responding better to O Sole Mio. And they did another song that I don't know. I honestly didn't know that song until I heard them perform it. So they did 4 songs as well, but one of them was O Sole Mio, so maybe it's a popular song for American SF9 fans. So I don't know why they didn't do their most 3 recent comebacks. If you know why, obviously the comments are free for you to just add on to whatever I'm saying or enlighten me on stuff that I don't know. But SF9 did come through and do their thing. Oh my god, they're all gorgeous. I was like, okay, I think I'm getting a little snatched here. And then 17 closed the show, obviously. 17 had like so much time on stage. Shut it down like they always do. I feel like I praise 17 so much because I am such a sideline supporter. It's really not even funny. Like, I just find them overwhelming for me to like participate in, but I just like being on the sidelines because I already know like the amazing stuff that they do. Like, you don't got to tell me their rap sheet. I know. It's just one of those things where I'm just a sideline supporter. I don't know why. But they came through and shut it down like they always do. All of them were there besides Seungkwan, which last year I didn't get to see all 13 members. Someone wasn't there last year in LA. And then the year before that in LA, Hoshi wasn't there. So I still haven't seen 17 as a full 13 until we went to LA a couple weeks back. But anyway, they did all their songs. They did Aju Nice, and then they kept coming back out. It's like their own little encore. It was really cool. And then KCON ended just like that. It was KCON New York ended just like that. The 2 days really are really short. Like, it is so short. Like, it's usually with KCON LA, you know, you get the first day, then you get the second day, and you're like, okay, 2 more days left. Then by the second day, you're like, oh my god, it's almost over. Then Sunday is just over. But really, KCON New York is the shortest. It's like, you get there, you go, next day you go, it's over. So with that being said, that's exactly how KCON New York ended. It was so fun to get to be able to actually be a panelist on my own accord, not like a replacement, and really just do the games. And everyone had fun. A lot of people came up and was like, the games were so fun. They were, since it's stretched out to an hour and a half, which panels are usually an hour. A lot of people did have to leave because they did have to go to other things because they weren't totally sure if it was an hour and a half, and I had to reiterate that it was an hour and a half. So I just asked Winnie to tweak it when we go to LA, because I said an hour and a half, you know, people were dwindling out, because they had to go to different things. Like if we just stick to an hour, that way people can, you know, show up and do their thing. And then segue over to KCON LA, when I had, instead of having one panel, which is basically 2 panels crammed into one for an hour and a half, just from that little critique and how good Winnie is at, you know, seeing the response of the games and stuff, and how good Aegyo battle is no matter what. Like people think Aegyo's really cringy, and it is for some. And that, who would do Aegyo battle? Oh my god, that's stupid. You should see the people that show up for Aegyo battle. All different kinds of people. So for her to see like the Aegyo battle is still doing its thing and still thriving, despite changing hands with people being, you know, facilitating it. Fast forward to KCON LA 2019, when I got 3 panels. And we're going to take a teensy weensy tiny, mini, non-copyrighted music break and segue over into KCON 2019. So that song was just AB6IX's Hollywood. I thought it would be a really good segment to flow right into KCON LA 2019, seeing that AB6IX performed Hollywood in California. I thought that was really cool to see live. So let's get in. Actually, before we get into it, I forgot I met Mikey. What's up, Mikey? He texted me last night, and I was like, oh my god, Mikey, I totally said that I was going to forget people that I met on the second day and the first day. So shout out to Mikey and Melissa. I love them so much. Got to meet them at the stadium concert earlier this year, so it was just great to connect like that. And Mikey and Melissa, they're great. Mikey's hilarious. Melissa's a hard worker, so shout out to them. Helped me get my way around New York, because I do not know how to get my way around New York. Okay, so LA, let's move over. So LA was actually 4 days, and those 4 days were a whirlwind. So much fun, so much like energy. I was so elated and happy the entire week I was out there. Flew in on Wednesday, got to see ATEEZ perform their Dancing Like Butterfly Wings, their little fan video that they were filming. Obviously was not part of the video. I just wanted to show up and support, and obviously my mom wanted to go, so we basically dropped our bags off and headed right over there to the park. And it was really interesting to kind of see their entire like staff be with them. Not only the makeup artists, but the managers and their video and their audio, and how their managers kind of do that stuff as well. Like managers mean like they kind of do everything. And the role managers were like female, like those girls was running the ship. So it was really good to see that kind of like behind the scenes. I wasn't really in the mix as far as like the actual crowd. I was way in the back. I wanted to see them enter and exit the park. So, but I just kept hearing one of the managers, the guys, telling people to keep stepping back. There really wasn't any room to dance from the videos that I saw on Twitter. They kept having to remind people to step back. People got a little too close. It was a little hectic for everybody, but anyway, that's just how international fans are sometimes when they get too excited. So it went well though for the remainder of what we were there for. So this is all pre-KCON LA talk. So then got to meet up with Tucker, and we went to Mr. Boba, which is like my future job when I move out there to LA. I want to work there so bad. Yes, I want to work at a boba shop. Big dreams, little dreams, whatever you want to call it, they're my dreams. And I went to Mr. Boba. We actually went to the second location to Mr. Boba, which I have never been to, so it was good. And Tucker was like, I'm hungry, I want to go eat. So I'm like, all right, where do you want to go eat? I'm not really that hungry, but I'll just, get some tteokbokki or japchae and just call it a day, like a little snack or something. So, which is not really, japchae really isn't a snack, but it's still good. Anyway, so we go to a Korean restaurant, and we walk in and we sit down, and it's a booth. So Tucker and I are sitting next to each other. My mother is facing us. And Tucker's like, hey, like, I swear that's a K-pop group. Like, their hair is way too done, and they look way too good. Like, this has to be an idol group. Because we were sitting, and then there was, like, a whole back of the section that was closed off. Not really closed off so people couldn't walk. They just weren't sitting people there. It was a whole back end of the restaurant. It was, like, they were not sitting anyone there, anywhere near there. So I couldn't see, because it's like it has, you know how when you sit at booths, like those booths have little like, I don't know, like, what do you call them? Like dividers, so you can't like see past like a certain point. I don't know how the booths are set up, but that's how it was in that Korean restaurant. So, but there was like a little like space you could look through the dividers. So he's like, hey, I don't know who that is. Can you like look? I don't know who that is. So I'm looking, and I peek through the divider, and I see like the back of someone's head, just one person. But it looked like Holland's like hair color. Like it did, like just the back of his neck looked like him. I didn't see a face. I didn't see anyone else. I literally could only peek through a little bit because Tucker was sitting on the outside, so he could see them clearly, but I couldn't see them at all. So I had to lean over and look through, and I'm like, oh, I was like, is that Holland? I was like, the back of his neck looks like Holland. So then my mom is like, what? So then she turns around and looks through her little divider, and she whips her head back. She goes, oh my god, it's San. She goes, it's San. She goes, oh my god, it's ATEEZ. She's like hyper freaking ventilating. And she's like, oh my god, it's ATEEZ. And I was like, what is going on right now? So Tucker was like, oh, it's ATEEZ. Oh, okay. He's like, you know, I want to get more familiar with the members and get them, you know, I want to ask the manager to get them on Kpop subreddit. So Ma kept peeking through the dang thing, and I was like, okay, let's just order our food and just eat and whatever. I don't know. I was on my phone, so I don't know if a manager got up from the table and walked over, or if the manager was already in like the bathroom and noticed that we noticed who they were, and she walked by and was in like perfect English, was like, are you guys fans? And for me personally, if anyone ever asked me if I'm a fan, like they didn't say, are you a fan of ATEEZ? She's like, hi, are you guys fans? Like if anyone ever says that to you, like do not think that they're gonna ask you like, oh, do you want to take a picture? Or I always just say no. Or I just say, who are you talking about? Like that's what I'm always gonna say. No one's ever asked me that. This is the first time, but like I've learned through this experience and in general, like I'm always just gonna say, who are you talking about? Or no. Because she didn't say, are you a fan of ATEEZ? She was like, hi, are you guys fans? So Tucker looks up at her. I'm on my phone because I'm like, okay, they're going to handle it. I'm not going to lean in and be like, what are you talking about? So my mom over here, I swear, she says she doesn't, but I swear she thought that they were going to ask, like, oh, you want to take a picture with ATEEZ? She was like, yeah, we're fans. I'm like, oh, God. So then she's like, can you guys not take any pictures or anything? And my mom was like, no. And then Tucker was like, no, like, no, we're not going to do that. And then my mom was like, absolutely not. We would never do that. Like, she said that word for word. And she was like, oh, okay, thank you. And then, like, went back to the table. So I'm like, Ma, you should have just said who. Like, who are you talking about? Because clearly we was breaking our necks to see them. Well, I couldn't see them. I only saw the back of what I thought was Holland's neck, which was really Dongho's neck. So that happened, and at first I thought she walked over to the table because maybe she noticed us literally 2 hours earlier from the park. So I thought she got up and was like, oh my God, maybe they're following us, which that would have been even more weird. I don't know what she thought, why that manager got up and asked that. I was looking at my phone the entire time, so I didn't see what direction she came from. So basically the entire time we was eating, ATEEZ just thought it was like bathroom time. I know they're normal human beings and they need to go to the bathroom, but they were like getting up and going to the bathroom and coming back, or they went to the front with, San went to the front with the female manager. And my mom was like breaking her neck to see them. She was trying to say hi to San. I was like, Ma, she probably went back to the table and told them there's fans in the restaurant. Told us our location because we was not that far. Through the dividers, we were like maybe like 2 tables away, 2 booths, tables, whatever away. So we weren't far away. Tucker could see them clearly. I couldn't see them clearly. My mom had to turn around to see them. So I kept having to tell my mom, stop turning around. Like, they're eating. Like, they just worked really hard. Seonghwa was sweating bullets in the park. Like, I think Seonghwa, like how I said Woo Young was sick in New York, I think Seonghwa was really, really sick in LA. Because, like, when they were walking back to their van at the park, the manager, like, had a face fan, like, the little handheld fans right on Seonghwa's face, and Seonghwa was dripping sweat. And also for the KCON after party that happened on Monday, Seonghwa was not there. And I actually, to add on, all 8 of ATEEZ was not at the restaurant. Hongjoong and Yoonho were missing. Again, don't know where they were. Obviously, it wasn't like, hey, where are the other members? But those 2 are missing. So there was 6 members. Jungho got up a lot. Like, he was just walking back and forth. And when I tell you, like, seeing him in person like that, like, the cameras do that boy no justice. And people are like, oh, well, he looks great. I'm not trying to say he doesn't look great or anything, but the cameras do that boy no justice to how he really looks in real life. Melanin was gorgeous, very, very skinny, a lot skinnier than people say the camera adds 10 pounds. Like, for him, again, not saying he's fat or chubby or overweight, but he looked so skinny compared to how he looks on TV when they dress him up, on comebacks, whatever. So he looked really skinny. I saw him the most because when they were getting up and passing by, like, I wasn't looking directly at them. I would wait till they were kind of at my side vision, and then I would turn and look at them. So Jungho got up a lot. Like, I got a good couple looks at him. San got up with his manager, then came back. Ma was like, hi, San. I said, shh, stop. Shh. She was really trying to have a full-on conversation with them, which that moment was really cool for her. I didn't want to take anything away from her. I was just like, just act cool. Like, play it cool. Like, West Side Story, cool. Just play it cool, boy, real cool. So that's my theme whenever, like, I see idols just, I don't know, out and about. If I ever do, this was, again, my first experience outside of, like, a fan engagement or an official schedule. So, Mingi got up and was walking by. Mingi's so tall, it's ridiculous. And, then they were leaving. So it took a minute. We were there for, like, an hour and a half, like, eating food, talking. Tucker was telling me about himself because that was my first time, like, actually sitting down and meeting with Tucker. So he was really cool. And, he was brave. He talked to one of my Music Taste tour managers that was with them, because my Music Taste was with them as well. And then they all got up to leave, and Seonghwa got up and walked by. I remember actually looking up at Seonghwa when they left, because they were all passing by, like, literally how you pass by in a booth. Like, they were really just passing by us. Like, it was crazy. So I only got to look up at Seonghwa because I was like, okay, let me look up. And because at that time I was counting the members, and that's when I noticed that Hongjoong and Yoonho were not there, because I was counting as they were walking by, and I'm like, wait, that's 6. Like, I was looking up, waiting for the others. So Seonghwa, his skin tone is crazy. Like, what is going on? His skin is so clear. His eyes are gorgeous. He is so skinny. Like, his wrists were, like, miniature. Like, just skin and bone. He was really gorgeous, though. His hair was obviously always on point. But just seeing him, like, walk by, oh, my God, it was like a runway. Anyway, I just wanted to paint the picture for you guys, because that was a really cool moment, especially for my mom, because she's like, all right, so we've already saw them 2 times, because she was counting how many times she met ATEEZ while she was at KCON. I forget what the number totaled out to. I'll probably put it in the comments if I ask her. But, that was a really great moment. And then we went to karaoke. Everyone knows, like, it's a pre-KCON event for myself to go to karaoke. I've always gone with someone, which is really cool, even though I have my dream of, like, getting my bottle of soju and just playing the saddest ballads or saddest Day 6 playlist and just having at it. But I haven't had that moment yet, so hopefully next year I will. But it was fun with Tucker and my mom. My mom was like, oh my God, this is, like, real noraebang, like, lifestyle. I love to sing off key. Even though I can sing on key, it's much more funner to sing off key and just have fun. So we did that for about an hour. Then we went home. Next day was actual KCON events. So KCON switched it up. They were doing Club KCON on Thursday, KCON Rookies on Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday the concerts, which if you have gone before or have looked up, when KCON is in session, they usually do Club KCON. It's usually just 4 days, Club KCON and then the 2 concerts. So they added this new thing called KCON Rookies. KCON Rookies seem to be like a trial run in New York as far as the members of World Class, which is I thought World Class World Class. Okay, here we go. World Class was the KCON Rookies in New York. However, KCON Rookies in LA was actual idols that have debuted. World Class is just another Mnet music survival program where there's 20 boys, they're gonna pick 10 and they're gonna do worldly stuff or whatever the concept was. So Mama is already on World Class. They were actually on the concert floor the second night of KCON New York. They were all there. No one noticed that they were there until they mentioned them and put the spotlight on them. Everyone turned around and swarmed them. I got to actually see them get on their tour bus because I was walking to meet Melissa and Mikey, and I walked by and there was like a tour bus. People were swarming it, and then they just go walk by. I'm like, oh, that's cute. Anyway, back to LA. So Friday, I am sharing my Airbnb with Clinton, which is Wild Clinton on all social media platforms. Please go check him out. I love Clinton. We got so close in such a short time. I remember seeing him in KCON LA 2017. I just remember seeing him jumping up and down at excitement at girl groups like it was nobody's business. And I'm like, oh my God, I want to be his friend so bad. Found him on Twitter. Did How You Chat with him. He's been on Daebak Kpop with IMMY Radio for an interview about K-pop girl groups and just his dancing and his talent. And we connected last year in LA. We had a couple of drunken Uber rides and became bestily estaless friends. And he and I just clicked. We just clicked. We get each other. He rides for me. I ride for him. So we were sharing an Airbnb together this year. So we were meeting up with him, and we just sat and talked in the Airbnb, and then he went to a Luna fan meeting at the same park that the ATEEZ thing was at, and I went to did I go to Mr. Boba again? I think I went to Mr. Boba almost every day. So I think I went to Mr. Boba, got some food, and then we were going to head over to check-in for KCON, because check-in for KCON ended at 7, but I wanted to get there at 6, check in, and then head over to Club KCON, which started at 7. So got there, checked in, got our panelist badges, concert tickets, badges for KCON Rookies, blah, 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 blah. Club KCON was a lot of fun. So Kevin Wu was the main performer for that. There was Esna, Bombing Tiger, Ellen and Brian did their cover dances. And it was really fun. Again, it was just a totally different aspect because the KCON mixer at Club KCON, which again is for just special guests and panelists, I got to go. I was in there one time last in New York and then went out with my friends. And then this time I stayed in there the entire time and met a lot of people. Liquid Courage is a thing. I apparently have it. I'm not ashamed that I have it because when I meet people or stuff I'm really shy if I know their content and they really don't know mine, or there's not a lot of stuff to talk about. So I'm kind of awkward when it comes to stuff like that. But Clinton was really a great friend, and people noticed him obviously because he has such a huge following, especially on YouTube. So he was like, hey, this is my friend Immy, we're doing panels, you should come, or this, that, and the third. So he really wrote for me, and I really appreciated that. So we were at the KCON mixer. It was open bar. Didn't know that in New York, but I knew that in LA. Got really close with Auntie Sean, aka the bartender of the night. She was making us personal drinks. It was great. Had a great time. Kind of lost track of time and just met up with a bunch of people. Took pictures with a bunch of people. yeah, it was bouncing from table to table. It was just Club KCON was really just a lot of fun. Ended up with a very, very, very weird interaction with a specific YouTuber, but hopefully I get to have him on the show just to kind of air some stuff out. Coming soon, hopefully. I really, really didn't expect Faye from Hey It's Faye to be really, 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 really nice. I don't know if she was feeling a little nice like I was, but we hugged like 7 freaking times. It was such a blur. I remember it, but I don't remember what led up to the events. I just remember the actual events taking place. Got to meet Salvi in person for the first time after 3 years. Just thought I'd add that in there. Just details for you guys because it was just really just a lot of fun. I met Kevin Wu. Oh my god, I met Kevin Wu. That was really exciting. I don't know if Jung Up was there the first night. I feel like I was feeling a little too nice to notice if he was there. But the second night, KCON Rookies, he was there. But I had left at that point when he had come. So anyway, took a picture with Kevin Wu. Like, I was so nervous to ask for a picture, so technically I didn't ask for a picture. Clinton, he was leaving to go backstage, and then Clinton literally was like, Kevin, and like called him over, and Kevin actually came over and was like, she wants to take a picture with you so bad, like, she's so shy to ask. He's like, why are you shy? He's like, come on, let's take a picture. I was like, oh my god. I was like, I've been in like behind the scenes for KCON, like, since 2017, and then 2018 when you were coming doing your thing in New York and everything. I was like, you're doing so amazing, like, keep doing your thing. I've been watching you on After School. I was watching you on After School for a long time. He was like, oh my god, thank you so much, thank you for being a supporter or whatever. And I got to take my little picture, and he was like, all right, enjoy your time. I was like, you too, and I'm not gonna be able to make it to your showcases that Subculture was putting on for him. And I was like, do great at your showcase, you're gonna kill it. He was like, oh, thank you so much. So that was a really cute interaction, and honestly, like, one of the first times I've ever talked to a K-pop idol in my life. It's just so like an extra plus that he is very completely fluent in English. But that was a really great moment. I was like, oh my god. So that happened, and then I left feeling a little nice, went to IHOP, ate some food at like 1 a.m, went to bed, got back up, and your girl was like completely ready to do her panels, completely deleted everything on my Instagram story from last night, and had a lot of fun. So then the panels kicked in. So my first panel of the day was K-pop debate, which YSG did it in New York, and Winnie, again, like I said, Winnie gave me 3 separate panels to do for the entire weekend, which is freaking amazing. And K-pop debate, so I facilitated that for in step of YSG because they couldn't make it to LA, which is fine. That was a very interesting panel. And then Aegyo battle, which was really great, a lot of fun. Instagrammer and new TikToker called Egg Yoked, which is it's funny because it's a wordplay for Eggyo, so Egg Yoked is his Instagram, and he has a ton of followers. He's very, 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 very handsome. I will leave his link at the bottom because yes, I did get to see him do some Eggyo in real life. So yeah, he was very cool. He won the signed Mamamoo, so I had signed Mamamoo to give away at KCON LA, so he won that. And of course, Ma was like, it's always like when the men come in to do Eggyo, it's a wrap, they're always gonna win. I said, well, only a lot of mainly females come to Eggyo battle. A lot of males do come and play though, but mainly it always is more females than males. So obviously the females are gonna go crazy and scream for the males, because the way you win Eggyo battle, the way I facilitate Eggyo battle is it's by audience participation and audience applause. I don't choose because, like I said, people get competitive and feelings get hurt. So I'm like, technically I didn't choose. It's your audience that chose you. So he won. And then Friday, I went to a lot of panels, but I really can't remember any of them right now. So then went to KCON Rookies. I feel like I was really jet lagged. It was the first time I ever got jet lagged, and it was stupid because it's a 3-hour time zone difference from where I live. So by the time it got around 9, it felt like midnight to me. KCON Rookies, I left around 10:30. KCON Rookies, it was different than what I had expected. It was very long and drawn out. But again, for fans that paid to see that and like didn't get to go to the concert, really great content, especially for oh my god, people go crazy for Luna. Like, just seeing it, and everyone knows it because we see Stan Twitter, we see all the accounts, but actually seeing the reaction, the actual I'm here, you're here, oh my god, I love you reaction from Orbit was crazy. The energy that they have for Luna is absolutely wild. Like, Luna didn't even expect it to this extent. So that was really cool to see, and I left before I could see them play Favorite. If I knew they were going to play Favorite, which is one of my favorite Luna songs, I would have stayed, but I just got really, really, really tired and really, really hungry. So Young Ajima and the Fanboy, we went to, which is her son, we went to Denny's to eat. So we went to Denny's, and then we went home. I was so tired. I actually got to chat with Jeff Benjamin for a little bit during KCON Rookies, because again, they had the little KCON mixer area. Jung-up apparently appeared there, but I was long gone by then. Apparently Clinton because Jung-up had a face mask that at KCON LA, he had an entire face mask and a huge bucket hat, so you really couldn't notice it was him. So Clinton, like, told this funny story that he just shook his hand, like, hi, my name is Clinton. And he was like, oh, okay, hi, nice to meet you. And they were like, you just shook hands with, like, Jung-up. He's like, oh, I was just saying hi to everybody. Because Clinton's like that. So then that happened. Then fast forward to Saturday. I had absolutely nothing on my schedule. I had a panel on Sunday, so I had nothing on my schedule. And I kind of like stretched out the day. So I think, was Saturday Holland's panel? I went to London Noise's panel for a quick second. I stopped by. I was hoping that they did Astros All Night, and it wasn't their choice. It was by fan choice. We had a pretty cool conversation, London Noise and I, in the Greg and Hayden. We had a really cool conversation about like the voting system for choosing like what song that they're gonna break down at KCON. And I was like, I told them personally, I was like, I was really hoping for Astros All Night. I was like, but I stayed for like the vocal part of EXO's song. I don't even know what EXO song it was. I'm sorry. And so I stood for the vocal part of it because I love just hearing their vocals raw with it. Absolutely nothing backing it up, just vocals. So it was cool. And then I left early to go see World Class at the KCON stage. But I remember telling them personally, like, I really was wishing that All Night made it. And they were like, yeah. They were like, I was like, maybe you could, break it down in an interview. Whoop, slip my business card. So hopefully that will be in the works. But that will be in, like, the future. Because I know they're going to be so busy with, stuff. But they did leak a little bit of, like, they have a Monsta X track coming out that is, like, English only. They worked with, who they say they worked with? They said they worked with someone else. I'm forgetting. But, yeah, they basically were saying, like, oh, like, I wish we would have broke down All Night as well. Or, like, it's kind of hard when you obviously have, a huge group that their fan base is just basically about voting for the best, whether they attend or not. The actual panel or not. So I'm like, yeah, it's always gonna be an EXO song or a Baekhyun song or any type of EXO anything if you put it up there. They were like, yeah, we figured that out once we posted everything. I was like, but anyway, I just wanted to give you credit. Astros All Night is one of my favorite songs of the year. They were like, thank you so much. I congratulate, because they're newly fathers, so I congratulated them on that, and they were kind of shocked about that, like, oh, I'm like, yeah, I'd keep tabs on y'all, you guys are really dope, and I'd keep tabs on your Spotify playlist and your other music. I was like, so I'd love to interview you guys sometime. They're like, yeah, of course. Yeah, so they were really sweet. I think their manager Rob was with them. He was really sweet. We got pictures with them. And then Holland's panel was amazing. It was great. It was phenomenal. He was very shy, And I thought he knew more English. I think that he knows more English than he was actually doing at his meet and greet, which was really interesting, because he got really shy. But there was a translator there, and it was interesting because he is going to college for photography. He let out that he got into photography because of his first love. He was a photography major, so that was interesting. He said he would have loved to collab with like BTS's Jin, and he gave collabs with everybody else, and he kind of did not want to talk, which is fine, but I respected that a lot, that he really didn't want to talk about the boy topic a lot, or like what kind of boys he likes or what kind of idol boys he likes. He was just like, I'm here for the music. My identity or my gender identity, or the gender that I like is just a part of me that my music is more as well. So that was really interesting that he just stuck with it and rolled with like it's just about music. He was getting a little hot and bothered when Jeff Benjamin put him in the hot seat, which was cool to watch and really fun. So it was a really great meet and greet. He was very entertaining, very sweet, loves his fans. Oh my god, he got up and gave a girl a hug that was crying. Just very, very, very sweet and cute. So I really, 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 really wanted to meet him so bad, and I didn't get to meet him on Saturday, so I was bummed because I didn't think he would be around for the rest of the weekend. So I did that. I feel like I'm missing panels and stuff that I went to. I saw so many people. I saw Alejandro, which you guys know or you don't know. I also am the creator and co-host of the Sprinkle podcast, which he is a co-host on. I've known him for years now, like 3 years. He's one of the first YouTube channels that I watched, him and aka Kpop. Now they're Boba Pop. So I got to see Rachel, I got to see Amanda and Natalie from K Junkies, Gabby, Anna. I got to see all of them. I got to see them, but oh my god, I love them. Shout out to them. I think that's it for the convention. Oh, we saw World Class on Saturday, I believe it was. Or was it Sunday? We saw World Class. Anyway, we saw World Class. I got to choose out my 8 favorites. I know there's supposed to be 10. Like, I'm not going to do the active voting and stuff. I think my mom is actually going to try because she, like, is obsessed with World Class. She's more obsessed with Chan from World Class. So we got to see them do their individual talents. Lim, shout out to Lim from Boston. He's actually of Thai descent. And he flat out was doing his Korean stuff and then speaking Korean, introducing himself. Then he comes out and goes, "Hey guys, my name is Lim. I'm from Boston, Massachusetts." My mom and I started screaming. Like, he had to stop. Like, he was like, looked down at us like, "Oh, okay." And he was like, "Thank you so much for being here." And, speaking straight English. Boston, hello. 45 minutes from where I was born. Like, that is the capital, like, of Massachusetts. What is up? And I was just like, yeah, I was like, yes, Boston represent. My mom kept trying to talk to him while he was like, "Boston, Lim, we're from Boston." I'm like, can you relax? So yeah, we were all hot and bothered for Lim, and we're gonna support and ride for Boston, Massachusetts. So World Class, look out for Lim. He's very handsome, very talented, and dancing, singing, great. Okay, so we didn't see anyone on the convention floor. The convention floor was huge, packed, booked, and busy, okay? I was hardly on the convention floor at all, because we only had to do opening ceremonies on Friday. So then, what happened? So I guess I'll fast forward to the concert. So I didn't need to go back to the Airbnb to drop anything off. I just brought the concert ticket with us, chilled at KCON Food Street. KCON Food Street, surprisingly, and I mean this in a good way, because I was never able to get like the food I wanted from KCON Food Street because it was so hot and it was so crowded, and it just, to me personally, wasn't worth it. Like, just the waiting and the food, and if your order's wrong and the lines, and it was packed. You could hardly walk down KCON Food Street, and it is an entire street. So this year was not that busy. The crowds were tamed. The service was fast and accurate, and it was really, really, really good. So my mom and I went out there earlier. We had like the Sweet Cloud, like the little cotton candy burrito with the ice cream in the middle. So we had that just to try it out. It was really good. Too sweet for me, but honestly, once in your lifetime is good enough. Their bobas were really good. Their straws were so cute. A little heart straw. I tried to save it. I think I have it in my backpack. A heart straw that a boba could go through. Like, come on. So that was cute. And then Tucker, Clinton, Robin, we were all out there just eating food before the concert started and doors opened. So we had floor access. We had P1 floor. This is my first time ever being on the floor for KCON. I never thought that I would be on the floor for KCON. I never thought I wanted to be on the floor for KCON. Actually, these tickets were just given to me, so I took the floor. I'm not going to complain ever about complimentary concert tickets, but we were on the floor, and we got and I'm thinking like, oh my god, because it's Staples Center. So we get down there, we're on the floor, it's so freaking close. I have my margarita slushie, trying to feel nice before the concert, and we're like walking around to the other side because it's stage A. There's stage A and stage B. Stage A is like where they're gonna mostly perform like all their songs and do their introductions and stuff. So we find out where stage A is. We're over there, and night one was AB6, ATEEZ, IZ*ONE, Luna, Momoland, New East, and SF9. ONE-US could not be there, and Chungha could not be there the second night because of visa issues. And obviously Everglow was supposed to be for KCON LA, but they pulled out for both a long time ago. But ONE-US was also supposed to be part of KCON Rookies, and we heard the day of the event that they couldn't make it, and we also heard for Chungha the day of that she could not make it due to visa issues. Now, there's been a lot of things going around for visa issues, a lot of rumors. I have yet to like really find someone that knows why, but Tucker kind of gave me a little bit of like an insight to why, because I was just, DMing people like, what is going on? Like, is it because they're rookies? Have they not been working long? And some people are like, well, they're rookies. I was like, well, AT's been jumping around every single continent besides almost 2 or 3, and they're totally fine. So I don't get why. So that was really interesting. And Tucker said, actually, there's a rule about artists needing to be active for over a year before they can get visas quickly for performances. He said that's what happened to Everglow. I was like, ATEEZ was active for 5 months after debut and was in the US and Europe and just came back from Australia. They're not even a year old. He said potentially not under legal visas, though it happens a lot. I was like, oh, okay. So that's a little bit of insight. A lot of people are in the comments of KCON's comments were blaming Trump for some reason. I don't know if that's the case. I really don't. A lot of people were blaming KCON and saying it's unprofessional, but KCON's job is to like book the artist and let the artist know what time they need to be there. And what KCON KCON, CJ&M, like they don't control these entertainment companies. They need to get their visas in order. So people blaming KCON was not okay, because KCON it's not their job to double, triple, quadruple check if they have visas. That's not their job. That the idol groups, those specific idol groups, are not under their umbrella. That's not their talent. So people blaming KCON was really ridiculous. They just wanted to blame KCON. Half the people that were blaming KCON weren't even at KCON. So that was a little ridiculous. But anyway, concert time. So we're on the floor. Again, I don't know who came out in what order. I'll just go by, what was going on. So AB6, again, I loved hearing their song Hollywood in California. The same member that was sitting down, the rapper, was still sitting down during the performances. Again, if someone knows what's going on with him in the comments, please let a sister know. They came out and did. I really like AB6. I really like their music. Their album, their debut mini album, is really, really good. I'm gonna buy it. I don't know why I didn't buy it while I was out there. I'm ridiculous. Oh, and my aunt won KCON merch in New York, and she won an AB6 signed album by all members. That's really freaking dope. So anyway, and then ATEEZ, you guys know ATEEZ came out. They did a special stage of Block B's Very Good in velvet velour suits. It was great. And we freaked out when they played Wave, Say My Name, Holla Holla. They did not get the same time that they got in New York. They did those 3 songs. Yeah. Wave, Holla Holla, and Say My Name. We freaked out for them. We screamed. ITEEZ won. They did all their songs that they got to do in New York. Again, they are, winners of an Mnet survival program, so of course they're going to get the most time. Momoland came through and did their thing. There was only 7 or 6 members there. There's been like rumors of why or actual explanations. Clinton was kind of explaining it to me, but I forgot it, and I'm not going to be able to explain it to you now, but just the full group was not there. They did I'm So Hot, they did Bam, and they did Boom. They did Bam and Boom Boom. Great. Love it. It was Jui's birthday, so happy belated birthday to Jui. SF9 came through. SF9 came all the way through. Again, I thought they were really going to do enough. I thought they were going to do Yepo Jijima, but they did not do it. And I'm still questioning why. Why didn't they do their most 3 recent comebacks and call it a day? But they threw out like signed t-shirts. They were so gorgeous. In-song could not make it due to, I believe, an injury. So hope he gets well. Killed it. SF9 is back on my radar, basically, at the end of the day, after seeing them live at KCON. And then Luna, oh my god, so Luna came all the way through. They did they do 2 songs? 2 songs? Or one song in a special stage? They did a special stage of BTS is Not Today, which KCON rookies the night before, they did a special stage of BTS is Fire. So of course they started trending on like Naver and on Twitter because they did a BTS song. 12-member BTS version of a 7-member, originally 7-member choreography. It was crazy. So Luna came through, did Butterfly, felt really freaking emotional. I was watching Clinton live his best life. He kind of went a little viral on Twitter because there's a video of him crying after he saw Luna. Oh my god. After he saw Luna, I just pulled out my camera and started recording him because he came back from stage B because he went to go run around and see them on stage. He saw them on stage B and came back to stage A where we were, and he was crying. So I just pulled out my phone and recorded him and gave him the footage, and KCON quote tweeted it, so he had his little viral moment, and he just had the best time on the floor, and it was so great to be down there with him during that. So New East came out. They did a OT5 version of Deja Vu, which they did not do in New York, so that was really cool to see. They opened with that, and then they did Bet, then they did Love Paint, which I got to see Love Paint again, but they did not do Look, but they did do Love Paint, and that's also Clinton's like favorite song of theirs, so we had like a moment and lip synced and sang, and Robin was with us as well, which Robin went to KCON and had a floor seat for New East, so she got her little moment, so it was great. And yeah, New East closed the show, and that was it. I think, where did we go after that? Maybe we went to, okay, I think we went to Denny's again. Anyway, next day, Sunday, the last day. So the last day, I had my panel, How You Relay Games, at around 2 o'clock. I think it was 2:40. I absolutely love How You Relay Games. It makes me so happy. I am working to pitch something so that How You Relay Games is just a permanent thing on multiple days with different games. The game that I created, Kpop Dance Relay. Kpop Relay Dance. Kpop Dance Relay is what I call it. But the game that I made up that they play is so funny. I recorded it 1 year, but I'm gonna have to get like different angles of it and like really ask people to borrow their cameras and just get like a full angle and make angle and make a full video and put it on YouTube because it's so funny. I'm just scared if I put it on YouTube, people are gonna take my idea and then I'm gonna see it on Mnet or I'm gonna see it being played on Weekly Idol and I'm like, but anyway, I guess that's what Gray Minds are for. I don't know. So I just love playing it, like just to see everyone's face or laugh, and I like to play games that even if you're not good at K-pop dancing, like that's the point of the game. It's like a game of telephone but by dancing, so it was really cool to see people that aren't really familiar with K-pop choreography, get the answer right or help their teammates out, and it's a teamwork game, and it just brings K-pop fans together, and it's just a lot of fun. And then again, I did blowing the tissue in the air, and then I did chopstick master, which obviously is getting beads that aren't pony beads, so you don't cheat and, you know, stick the chopstick through the hole and make it easier, but it's putting beads in a cup. Basically just really fun games. Like, if people, because some people, they only go there for one group at KCON, the convention in general, or they go there just to meet one YouTuber, or they really go there for one event, which is fine. If you live in LA and you're not like, or you live in California, you're not like traveling big distances just to like go to the convention. A lot of people, when they travel big distances, obviously they're coming for the idols. But if you live local and you're just going to KCON just to have fun, like, that's what it's for. Like, the games, because not a lot of people like to go to the panels, or once they do all the free stuff on the convention on the first day or second day, people are kind of like, okay, now what's next? So that's where How You Relay Games comes in, and it's really just a fun time. I thank Winnie for having it be like a thing, you know, 2 years in a row, because it was newly added last year. So I'm really thankful for her for, you know, letting it continue and letting me continue to facilitate it. And yeah, so I just really, it gets me in such a good mood to do that. I was in such a great state after I got to do that panel. And then I went back into the green room, and Holland was there, because they had different green rooms, like green rooms for Jung Up and Kevin Woo, and I think Amber was there, James was there, Holland was there, so they had, Soju was there, so they had like different rooms for like the different KCON green rooms for those kind of talent. And then they had panelists and YouTubers and cover dancers and the other stepchildren in the other green room. So he was actually in our green room, and I was like, oh my god, that's Holland. Oh my god, that's Holland. Because he walked by me the other time, and that's how I found out there was another green room. Because I'm like, okay, he's going to walk into the green room, then I'm going to ask for a picture. And then he walked into a different green room, and I was like, oh my god, I should have asked for a picture. So he was there on Sunday. He was at the Toyota booth, and I didn't get to see him at the Toyota booth. I was still, I think, like, sleeping at the Airbnb. But he was in the panel. He was in the green room, our green room. And I'm like, oh my god, I want to ask for a picture. And then I kind of chickened out. So shout out to my mom for being like, being a mom and be like, no, get up. We are taking a picture with him. You're not letting this moment go by. So I got up and I was like, can I take a picture? And he was like, yeah, sure. So I took this opportunity to let him know who I am. I was like, so hi, Holland, my name is IMMY. And he was really cute. He's like, oh, IMMY. He was so cute and just a sweetheart. Like, definition of sweetheart. Holland's picture is right next to it. Very caring, very sweet, very attentive. We took a picture, and we took a couple of pictures, but I didn't like how any of them turned out besides one. So you probably only saw one on my Instagram story. And he was like giving kissy faces. Like, I was like, oh my god. So after that, I was telling him, like, you know, I am a K-pop radio DJ, and I have played, you know, all your music on my show before. You know, my listeners know about you. And the translator that was with him, I'm not sure if that was his manager, if he has one, but the person that was with him all weekend kind of reacted when I said I played his music. And I was like, yeah, I played your music before multiple times. Like, there's a lot of fans that love you here. You already know that. I was like, but I have played your music. He's like, oh my god, thank you so much. He's like, thank you. He goes, then he was like holding my arm the entire time, like, and I was like, okay, because I was like, I don't know why, I was like, after that I was like shaking. I was like, why am I shaking? Because when I met Kevin Woo, I was not shaking at all. Maybe because the music was loud and it was a dark lit place and everything was going on when I asked for a picture, but he was really attentively like looking at me and so thankful. He was like, thank you so much. And you know, he calls everyone baby, like that's like his thing. So he was like, oh, thank you baby, thank you so much. He's like, thank you. And then he gave me, and then when I said that, like when I said all that, he's like, oh my god, thank you so much baby. And then he gave me a hug, and I was like, oh, it's so sweet. And I was like, you know, keep doing your thing, like you're doing amazing music, you sound so unique. And then he was like, thank you so much, baby. He's like, bye, see you later. I was like, bye. Walk over in the corner of the green room. And other people kept taking pictures with him. And then my mom was like, why didn't you speak Korean? I'm like, because you know how people think you can speak Korean and they really, really be speaking that Korean? You're like, wait, back up. So I like just kept it very like simple English words he could understand. And yeah. Oh, and he asked me where I was from before we took a picture. He's like, "Where are you from?" And I was like, I always just say Boston because not everyone knows Worcester. So I was like, "Oh, Boston." He's like, "Oh, Boston." I said, "East Coast near New York." He goes, "Oh, yes, I know." He was so cute. His English is so cute. So that moment happened. I was really, really happy because I was on my bucket list. Jung Up was on my other bucket list for KCON of that year, but I just chickened out in New York, and then that was my karma. I didn't see him at all in LA besides on the concert floor in Staples Center that night, that same Sunday, but he was enjoying the show, so I thought it would be weird to ask for a picture, so I didn't again. And I didn't tell my mom he was there, because then, like, that I wanted to take a picture with him, because then she would have, like, been like, "Jung Up, take a picture." So I didn't. I just left it. So that was a lot of fun. Went back, dropped off, you know, my bags and stuff for How You Relay Games, and then we ended up at the concert again, and we were floor again, and oh my god, no, wait, scratch. So the first night, Saturday at the floor, holy jamoly, listen to me. These fan sites are ridiculous. Like, that was the first night I've ever seen fan sites, of course, because I was on the floor. There was like 8 or 9 fan sites, like, pushing through people, not me, because you already know what is going on. I tell everybody, if I ever meet a fan site and they try and do that, put your camera on my head or push me out the way, like, anyway, it's not appropriate for this podcast, but just know that it is going down. So I just saw them, like, moving quickly, stick and move, like, the camera shots was going off, and it was really crazy and interesting to just see, like, the stepping stools go around and how they are allowed with these lenses. I don't understand it. So yeah, that happened the first night. And then the second night we were on the floor, and that night was From S9, ITZY, Mamamoo, N-Flying, 17, Stray Kids, and Very Very. So Very Very came out, they did their thing, same songs they did in New York. My mom was like, "I really like Very Very. I really, really like them." There was a special stage with Stray Kids and N-Flying in the beginning. Oh, three Racha, is that what they're called? Three Racha. Which are 3 members from Stray Kids, and then N-Flying, they did like an intro and like a special stage. People flipped out. Then N-Flying, they had 2 songs. I thought they were going to do Hot Potato. Obviously, they did Rooftop. And I thought they were going to do Hot Potato. But surprisingly, they did their cover that went viral on YouTube. They did their Queen medley cover, which was really great to see. I saw a lot of people on Twitter saying, you know, my dad took me here, my parents, or, you know, anybody that, you know, family member took me here to KCON, and they loved N-Flying because of the Queen cover, like, found it really relatable. So that was really cool that people got to connect with them at that moment. During From S9 and half of Stray Kids, I was getting very hungry because we didn't stop at KCON Food Street. So From S9, I have seen those girls. This would be my 4th time. So I was like, okay, let me go and get some food and go to the bathroom. So I'm sorry, From S9, no disrespect at all. In half of Stray Kids set, I went to the bathroom and to go eat a pretzel. So From S9, I could tell they did their thing. People really, really react to them. I'm really happy because, like I said before, usually girl groups with this kind of concept, or like a more cutie light concept, like, a lot of people don't react to as far as like females, but they were screaming for them. So I give From S9 props. Then so I was coming down the steps when Stray Kids was like in the middle of like their second song. I think they got 4 songs. Oh can I just ask a question to all the Stray Kids fans? Stays, are you guys called Stays? To all the Stray Kid fans out there, what is it about them that really just make y'all go insane? I'm not saying this as something bad. Like, the screams for Stray Kids was like ear piercing, like just continuous. The energy, the levels, the euphoria was just through the roof for those boys. Like, people went absolutely crazy. Crazy. Like, I was in shock. And it was really cool that we were on stage A, because a lot of like the group's managers and like execs and tour whatever, like a lot of them were like, I guess AB6's CEO was actually at KCON Rookies in the KCON mixer. I didn't meet him. Clinton met him and his wife was there too, and I guess does like promoting her stuff as like a correspondent for like SBS, so she, you know, does the emceeing for their comebacks and stuff. So like their managers and CEOs of the small companies like were coming out when they were performing, which was really cool to see at stage A. But yeah, oh my god, the reaction to Stray Kids was absolutely positively insane, because mind you, I saw them in New York last year when they freshly debuted, and that was really crazy energy. But LA in the Staples Center, woo, through the actual roof. So that was interesting to watch the phenomena. And then ITZY, oh my god, I love ITZY. So I really didn't like their song Icy. I told Clinton, I said, I feel like I need to see it live for me to like it, to like really get into it, to really feel like, yes, I see, but am I see? Yes. So I did. I heard it live and I was like, yes. And the person that that helped produce the beat, I think her name is Alicia. I feel like I'm really gonna get it wrong. Is it Alicia? Ashley Alicia. So Ashley Alicia, which you guys know, contributed in Luna's repackage album as well. She actually made the beat and helped producing and stuff like that. So she was there on the floor, and it was really cool. She had a cool moment to see like her song be performed in Staples Center, like of one of the big three companies with one of the biggest rookie girl groups of the year. And then they played Dala Dala, which you guys know is my jam. They played, and what's their newest song off their album, Hot Summer? So they performed that on stage B. And ITZY was really, really great. I love their personalities. They're gorgeous. I love the performance. Really, really, I like really, really, really caught on more to them, seeing them live. And then, who came out? Mamamoo. So Mamamoo came out, 3 members. Hwaein was not there due to, I think, health or medical reasons. So it was just 3 of them, and they were great. They kill it. Mamamoo, as that people know, like, they played Egotistic, which is my jam, which is one of my favorite songs of last year. But if you don't know, they're not really my style. But I do like Egotistic. They played Starry Night, Egotistic, and Feel Good. So it was really bucket list to see them live. Like I did want to see Mamamoo live, so it was cool to see them and their reactions, and just their outfits were on fire. 17 closed the show. Their encore lasted like, how many encores did they have for Aju Nice? Like by like the 4th time, I was like, oh my god, what is going on? To where they were like, bye, leaving the stage, and they were like, one more time, Aju Nice, and then just the beat went on and on and on, and then they went off the stage again. They went back on Aju Nice, and then did their thing. So they did their newest song, which wasn't released when we saw them in New York, so it was cool to see a new song. All 13 members were there. I've already said what I had to say about 17 when they performed in New York. Again, the same exact energy. I remember making a tweet when I saw them last year at Staples Center that they could easily sell out Staples Center, like no problem. So I'm hoping on their world tour. I'm not sure, I haven't looked up the dates, but I know they are embarking on their world tour. They just performed in Seoul. I think their 3-day concert in Seoul just ended recently, like last night or something. So I foresee Staples Center in their future, very, very in the foreseeable, very soon, tomorrow future. So KCON, that wraps it up. Again, I feel like I forgot so many things. If OK Music Every Day, shout out to that channel. I actually got to meet him. He showed up at one of my panels, so thank you so much. He does so many different features, from K-R&B, K-Soul, K-Rap, stuff on SoundCloud, so he will definitely be on here, and we will be showcasing some music from there as well very soon. So shout out to him for coming through and supporting. And I just met a bunch of people. It was just really nice to catch up or meet new people and see new people, get really good chances for interviews for this specific podcast. And KCON really does mean a lot to me, like a lot. I really appreciate everything. Oh, I got to see that's why 17 was such a great thing to see in LA, because I got to see Winnie come down after her busy weekend and busy year, busy hardworking self. Like, she was just there enjoying Stray Kids, and she was enjoying 17, and it was really, 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 really amazing to see her and have that moment. I got to take a picture with her at the end, because I've been seeing her since New York and didn't even get to ask for a picture. I got to meet Vanessa finally. It was so great to meet Vanessa in passing again. They're so busy, so I don't like to stop and ask for pictures just because they're so busy. So I got to meet Vanessa, and she was like, oh my god, yes, the interview on radio, yes, IMMY, it's so good to meet you. She was so sweet. And Winnie was just so great, and I got to, say really thank you for working so hard. Like, this is such a great convention. KCON reached great limits, and not limits, what am I talking about? Great new numbers in attendance, and I think they had over 100,000 for like the complete KCON USA, and so many people came. They actually sold out on Sunday, from what I heard. They sold out on Sunday of wristbands. They were completely sold out, like just maxed out, from what I heard. I'm not sure if that's confirmed or anything yet, but there was someone that was asking my mom, like, hey, like, how much for a wristband? Like, they sold out. They're saying they have no more. Like, we can't get in. So I'm not sure about the actual what really happened, but I did hear that they sold out of wristbands, and there were some people on Twitter saying they sold out completely of the convention itself. So that's huge, because the concerts always sell out. It's just the conventions. So they actually sold out. Great, amazing. I love that for KCON. And KCON had light bands. That was really freaking cool. They had light bands that lit up, that were Bluetooth with the music. So that was really cool that KCON actually started doing that, and they have their own little light band. And yeah, they work so hard. I love KCON so much. It really is such a great and fun time for me, for people around me. When I see people, I got to meet a ton of listeners in New York. Like, so many people were like, I noticed you from your mom, or like, I noticed you from your Snapchats. Like, one girl, I asked if I could borrow, like, can I use this seat? We were at the food court. I was like, can I use this seat? She was like, yeah, of course. And I was like, oh, thank you so much. She's like, oh my god, I know you from Snapchat. I was like, oh my god. And then someone was like, when we were walking, my mom and I, like, someone stopped midway and was like, oh my god, I've been looking everywhere for you. I'm like, why don't you just DM me and say you're trying to find me? Like, I could meet up with you. But she was so sweet, and she was like, I support everything that you're doing. I follow all your podcasts, and I follow you on Snapchat, Instagram, when you're on guests for other people's podcasts, your articles. I was like, wow, you really, really support. And it's just great, because I know I have a lot of silent supporters out there, and I really do appreciate everything. I try to work hard and do my best. Like, it's just amazing. KCON, it just makes me feel so happy. They do such a good job. They work so well. They really do make sure that the fans have a great time no matter what. And they really do put on such a great convention for K-pop music and K-beauty and K-food. And they're really trying to expand. And it really shows just by them doing it in Javits Center. We were inside. Setup was so beautiful, so nice. Air conditioned. Great. KCON Rookies was a great idea that can be sculpted and worked on, and amazing. Like, KCON actually does listen to your requests. They do. And they try and do it as fast and efficiently as possible, seeing that, I even put in, like, panelists get to do their own personal review for next year, and it was just, they actually read it. It's just proof that I had said, my critique about my 2 panels being squeezed into 1 in New York, and then literally within 3 weeks of going out to LA, I have 3 separate panels. So they do listen, they do take your stuff into consideration. I always say I'm like the unpaid member of KCON. It is a dream to eventually work at KCON, to be an employee for KCON, CJENM, America. and I am working on that slowly but surely, very slowly but surely. So yeah, just show love to KCON. I hope everyone can go to one in their respective region, you know, once KCON stretches out. And also, you know, if you're ever in town for LA, always make it around KCON. Even if you're not a fan of the groups that are at the concert, the convention is always worth going to. Always worth the price, in my opinion. And I can go on and on. But anyway, thank you guys for sticking with me. I think I've almost talked for about 2.5 hours. But typically these episodes, I am going to keep it short to about 2 hours. There's going to be guests on here. I have corners. It's going to be very different from this style of just me straight word vomiting about something. I do want to cover the K-pop concerts that I've been to so far, but I feel like I'm going to do that towards the end of the year because I'm not done going to K-pop concerts. So look out for that. There's going to be more structure. It's going to be weekly. I'm going to try and get these uploaded at 4 p.m. Just type in IMMY anywhere. I am locally on Anchor and Spotify and YouTube, which is where you can find these episodes. Again, on their respective platforms, Anchor going to 13 plus platforms, and YouTube being strictly for YouTube. There's going to be visuals or link in the description. When I say link in the description, if it is on Apple Podcasts or a respective place where you can see the links, then you can click them there. However, you can always go to IMMY, IMMY, IMCHI on YouTube to actually click the links in the description box. But really, you just got to click on my link tree. You'll find everything there that I do. IMMY, you can type it in Google. You'll find my Twitter, Instagram, and there will be the link to my link tree or the links to this podcast, Spotify, everywhere it is going to be posted. So we're just going to roll with it for podcasts for now. Again, to my radio listeners, thank you so much for making this travel with me. It's a new thing, and I was on a little bit of a sort of hiatus. I didn't really want to call it that because that really wasn't what it was, but that's kind of what it turned into. I didn't intend for it to be like an absence of leave for a couple of months, but that's what it was. So back to weekly content. I need to get back into the swing of things. I need to push it. I need to go. I need to do what I need to do. Your girl, however, does work 2 regular jobs. Your girl, however, is trying to work out with a personal trainer and get her regular life together, eat right, get right, and also do how you right. Period. End of story. Thank you guys so much. And always remember, if it looks good, if it feels good, if it smells good, and most of all, if it sounds good, then it's K-pop. Annyeong! See you next Sunday. You didn't think I wasn't gonna not do my outro? Come on!